Okay, we are live now. Hey guys, once again, welcome back. And today we are in the semifinals. Hopefully, you can hear us. Neeraj, can you talk?
Yeah, somebody in the chat just let us know if everything's perfect.
Yeah, I
And
think
by the way,
it's.
hello to everyone.
Hello, guys.
Okay,
Great
we
to
are
have
live
you.
now.
Oh,
Hey
1
guys.
minute. Okay, I don't know. Once again, think. Yeah, I think we are fine now.
Okay, we already have a few of the regulars. We have Prajwal, Shrey, Aryan joining us, small timer, outwitted as well.
Vamsi is asking us
Hopefully,
where
we will.
Prag is. Prag was there right on the slight bottom there, but he was definitely there in the list. Don't worry about it. He's here with us. Not here with us, but
But
definitely here
also
for
the
India.
video, I think you have to just adjust our video a little.
I told you to be on the frame, right?
It's not about.
Yeah, I think now it's fine.
We got to wait and watch
Yeah.
the stream and let you know.
Yeah, I think it's all fine. Yeah, I think. Thank you guys. All our regulars are here. Thank you once again for joining us. Great to have you. Let's go India OP. Let's hope that today we have a full match, like Shrey says. Of course, we need a fair fight and a full match.
Yeah.
And okay, there is we have like Danny Narodsky on the board right now. They're playing some bullet, I guess. A very strong player, anyways. But that's not what we're going to follow. We're going to get to the Indian game soon.
So
Until then, I
we'll
think we
just
can just show
recap.
the pairings. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
talk about
we'll also just recap what happened yesterday, Anurag.
I think our video just I think it's stuck.
Froze. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's back to normal, I think, on the screen. It got a little bit stuck for a moment, but I think it's back. Let me get the pairings out for the people and just show them
I think in the meantime, maybe.
And Anurag, the GoanChessTrio, maybe you could just move it maybe to the other side.
No, I think it's fine. It's perfect.
Definitely, I'll move it to the other side. It's a little bit oddly placed here. And yeah, I think we're good.
It's fine
Let's.
otherwise. It's actually fine. You can leave it there, no problem.
It's okay. Let's look at the pairings and let's first see the team composition. What happened with Armenia yesterday is that Armenia decided to forfeit the match because I think Hike against Nihal Sarin, he got disconnected. And Neeraj, can you just enlighten that and just fix this thing?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just continue where Anurag left. So the point is that yesterday, it was the format of these quarterfinals and semifinals is that you're going to have a tie of two games, and the board points do not matter. So, for example, if India had to beat Armenia 6-0 in match one, but in match two we lost 3.5, 2.5, there still would be an Armageddon because the tie would be 1-1. So what happened was in match one, India won in 3.5, 2.5, and on one of the board where Nihal Sarin was playing, Nihal Sarin against Haik, what happened was in a position which was better for Nihal, probably also winning. Haik disconnected and could not reconnect on time, and eventually lost on time. So what happened is that India won the match 3.5, 2.5, and then there was an appeal from the Armenian team to Fide, which was rejected. So the problem started happening after we started facing a delay. The round two pairings were out, but it was not starting. And then it came to our notice that there was an appeal. And then what happened was after the appeal was rejected, the Armenian team was not happy with the decision. There was some tweets exchanged by 11 Aryan and Fide as well. And a very sad ending to a quarterfinal, but I think India, I think you could say well deserved semi-finalists, right, Anurag?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
definitely.
you think so?
Definitely. I think we had anyways had good chances. Let me just reduce my volume a little bit. We anyways had good chances of getting there, and there was some controversy, but I think Nihal's position, as we analyzed, was anyways difficult slightly
Yeah,
for
okay. So
Black to defend.
actually,
Actually,
Chaitanya and Amod says Hike versus Nihal game looked drawish, right? No, honestly, it was not drawish. It's a position where the defending side has to play with 100% accuracy, and with maybe couple a couple of 10 seconds on the clock. It was always going to be hard. So maybe the computers can find some ridiculous draw. Yesterday we did have analysis of this though,
I mean, we
and
did see that Black needed to play very accurately in that position to hold the
yeah,
draw. So, yeah, I mean, Hike would need to play very accurately there. And then also there were some chances White could definitely swindle. We know that Nihal has swindled people earlier, and it could very well have happened in that game too. But Armenia, anyways, decided to forfeit after that loss because of the disconnection thing.
yeah.
And India went through. Let's see what happens today against Poland. Hopefully, today also. Today, I think it's going to be like let's have a look at the pairings and see the player composition. At the moment, we
So
have
I think
Anand. Okay, we
yeah,
know the Indian composition. Like let's see the rating average for Poland is slightly lower with 2401. Not a big difference. But if you see the balance of the team, these two people are going to be the biggest. On the open boards, they are quite strong with Duda, very
yeah, true.
strong tactician and a young talent, and Wojtasek, who is also Anand's second, by the way. So, yeah, he does work with Anand at the top level. Then we have Monica Soko, who actually yesterday it was Monica Soko who swindled the Azerbaijani who was she playing? Neeraj? I forgot the name, but it was Monica Soko
Uh,
who did the swindle. She was not in a good position, but she won the Armageddon for them, and. And yeah, I think on the women part, I think this is where we will be trying for the most points. Youngsters
yeah,
also, I think
I
they're
think
also Nihal.
in that Anurag, I think in the youngsters in the juniors category, India have their nose slightly ahead, right?
Yeah. Can you see the thing on the screen, Neeraj? The Poland composition
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
entirely? Okay.
yeah. The competition is clearly visible.
We are definitely hoping for India wins. I mean, that is obvious. Like, we are obviously hoping for India to win, and we have a wonderful Sunday tomorrow. But let's focus on the Saturday, and hopefully, India can get it through. I think India will be considered a favorites here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Definitely.
after coming through China and Armenia, Anurag, it would be I mean it would be really sad to see India going on to Poland, which I don't see it happening at all. I mean, I'm not trying to be overconfident, but I think our team is high on confidence, and we have these crunch players, who have been playing well throughout, in situations where we are actually finding it really difficult. The players are somehow churning out the results, so I think that's a huge advantage for us.
Exactly, that's a huge advantage. And Akshat says in the final, like let's stick to the semi-final right now. Let's analyze the semi-final a little bit closely because
Yeah.
if you make it to the
And
finals, like what are the predictions for India versus Russia? Is what he says. Like
first of all,
first of all,
Akshat,
Russia is yet to
I have to
play.
tell you that there is still even if India makes it to the final, there's still a Russia versus US,
Yes, it's Russia
which
versus
is
US
going
at
to be
9:30 p.m.
intense.
today, by the way, guys, IST. So I
Yeah.
mean, you're just predicting that Russia will go ahead. Anything can happen. It's not for sure that Russia will go through. First of all, and Arya, yes, we were also analyzing that position yesterday, and it was indeed very difficult to hold it from black side. At first, I thought it was just a simple draw, but then White had some good chances in there, and it was not very easy to hold that. And coming today,
And
hopefully, I think India does good against this. I think Anand will be playing the first match. What do you think? Your predictions, guys. What do you think will be the team for the start? You can give your predictions in the
Anurag,
chat.
I think in the first round, I don't see Anand playing. I think we will be seeing Harikrishna and Vidit.
You think so? You think in the
Yeah.
first round, Harikrishna will be playing against Duda? We'll be waiting on the pairing, guys. The
Uh,
pairing should have been out by now, right?
Yeah, so I think Harikrishna will be playing Duda because
We take another 2 minutes.
Okay,
yeah,
we have the
probably
pairings out, guys. So let me just show you the pairings by itself. Sorry that we couldn't get your predictions in time, but we have the pairings out here. And Anand playing against Duda. Anand is in. I was expecting Anand to play Neeraj. Like first round, you need Anand to be in here to play against Duda.
okay.
And Vidit playing against Radoslav.
Yeah, I kind of felt Vidit would be playing, but I thought probably against Duda, Harikrishna, if I'm not wrong, he has won his last 2 games against Duda. So I just wanted that psychological aspect maybe to play a point. Okay. So that was that. And by the way, Sai Teja says, do you think Armenia's decision was not in the spirit of the game?
Uh,
Um,
Yes, I mean Levin
I think
Arlen did tweet after that. They had an issue, a technical issue with chess.com, and if they want to make a point or they want to stand by what they are saying, they want to make it a solid statement, then they have to definitely forfeit it. So I wouldn't say it's entirely
yeah.
like not in the spirit. Like it's their decision. So I would have liked to have a match here on the board. India also faced this earlier, by the way. We did have a disconnection due to which we did lose a couple of games. We had Divya also get disconnected in a similar way, apparently. So India also have faced this issue. So in order to make a statement, maybe Armenia decided not to continue with that and forfeit the game. Although for the game spirit, it would have been better to have a match, the second round played out. That didn't happen. But hopefully we don't have this today, especially not for India. We are hoping that things go smooth. Everything is fine. We have a good
Guys
2 rounds and India
Um,
win this one.
Okay, and Anurag, I did send you this thing on Skype. Please do add it on the screen if possible. I did send you these images, so it would be nice if you could add them so we don't need to answer the questions every time they're asked.
I think our chat is now well acquainted with this and they should not have an issue. But if they do, I will definitely add it in there.
Yeah, true. And Alex says, come on, India, win today's semi-final on National Sports Day. Remember each and every sportsman and remember their achievements. Think of them and play and win. Yeah, that's true. By the way, for those of you who don't know, today is National Sports Day in India. So Alex very well brings up that point. And
Anurag, I think again we have moved. Can you please just check it out?
Yes, I think that's why
In
I don't open
camera.
this. Yeah, I think I'll just fix it.
so predictions, guys, predictions.
Predictions,
I am
yes.
going for India. In match one, I'm going for India 4-2.
Oh no, I was going to say that I'm going to say it out first this time, and I was going to say 4-2.
I'm going India 4-2 as my match predictions in the first one.
Okay.
So I can't understand why our news channel are not publishing the chess live stream. Yeah, I mean it is sad, but I think
6-0
it's
is
not
apparently. Yeah. Sorry, Neeraj. Like you were saying.
Yeah, no, I just was saying, it's a pity that there are so many things that should have been covered but are not really covered by the news channels, and they find some, seemingly useless stuff to be covering all the time. So, I mean, it's okay. We've all learned to deal with it. I hope, we have like our YouTube channel and so many other YouTube channels as well covering it. So I hope you don't miss out anything in that aspect from there. Yeah. So by the way, Rupan concurs with me. Shrey concurs with me as well. They all say 4-2.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, we have 6-0 predictions. Aryan says 5-1. Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
So yes, Alex, I knew it, but let us just put it out for all the other people as well here. So by the way, it is celebrated as National Sports Day in memory of India's legendary hockey player late Dhyan Chand, as Alex has put it out in the chat.
Indeed. Let me just get the link ready, Neeraj. Yeah, you can talk about it. Hopefully, you all are all rooting for 6-0. Of course, all are rooting for 6-0. There are some predictions though. Realistic predictions 4-2 is what people are thinking. Even I think it will be like about. I hope it is about 4-2 in that range. 3.5, 2.5, and 4-2. Like is the realistic predictions. But we are all hoping for 6-0.
True.
India
When
OP.
when I look at Yannick Eiger's rating, right, it is a little scary because that's supposed to be his rapid rating at 25-31 with the IM title. So probably that clearly shows that he is a very good rapid player, because you don't simply reach 25-31 with the IM title.
Exactly. So Nihal with a lower rating here, but we
Yeah,
all know
but I
Nihal,
think,
what damage Nihal can do. And Divya in
and
the
with the
first
white
game.
pieces and all that, right?
Yeah, now let's just look at the colors here. Colors are also important to decide what will happen. Anand, considering Duda is in good form, Anand will probably be happy with the draw here. With black pieces also may be happy to hold. Although it would be
Yeah.
really lovely to see both these players find something more than that. It is on boards of Humpy, where I think Humpy should be trying for more against Monica Sacco, who's also a GM by the way.
Is that new?
And
Anurag, is that new? Because every single match we say Humpy and Harika are the boards that we're going to go for.
well,
Monica
against
Soko's, if you guys saw it yesterday, the Armageddon match, it was crazy.
it was
I
indeed
don't know
very
how
crazy.
many people actually watched it.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. And one thing, against China, China had a stronger women team. Here, I think most of them, we have India having the stronger players. Hopefully, Harika and Humpy can do some good damage here on these two boards. Nihal also,
Yeah.
let's see what she does. And Divya, let's see if she can surprise us with the black pieces with something interesting here. So, predictions, Anand definitely most likely is going to start with e4 against Duda. And Duda will most likely play the Sicilian. I have a feeling Sicilian will be seen on those boards. And Wojtasek, I think, let's see what he does, because he's a second and does play quite often. I think we don't have the games yet, guys. It's for 2:30. The games are about to start, but I'm on the page here and I cannot see either of the games have
Yeah,
started
Anurag,
yet.
maybe you could just share your screen with us.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get that going.
Yeah, is this the semis? Yes, Arundhati, this is the semis. India, India is playing against Poland. Yesterday, Poland defeated Azerbaijan and India defeated Armenia. So we are in the semi-final here. It's going to be so quickly. I'll just run through the format. It's going to be, the tie is going to be of two games, two matches. So the board points do not matter. So if you lose 6-0 and you win 3.5, 2.5, it still goes to the Armageddon. And the Armageddon will be selected randomly, the category of the Armageddon. So for example, Fide will just pick up chits or lots. And if it comes the woman category, then India will nominate a woman player and Poland will nominate a woman player for the Armageddon. So that's how it works.
Indeed. So just before
If
the
we
game
win-
starts, guys, I'll just be back in a moment.
Yep.
Neeraj, you can continue.
Yeah. Arun says if we win the finals against, this is semi-final number 1, Arun. So semi-final 2 is a mouth-watering clash between USA and Russia. So we don't know who is through to the final. Obviously, since we are playing semi-final 1.
Hasn't it always been the biggest clash in chess history?
It's not just in chess. I think in anything, even when we talk Olympics, when we talk so many other things, these are two countries that are always competing against each other, be it going to the moon, be it anything, So it's going to be very, very competitive. And yeah. Guys, we're just waiting for the games to begin. Anurag will be back shortly. We'll just keep an update on that. By the way, any questions in the chat will be more than welcome. You can ask us about the games. You can ask us about anything you wish to. General questions about improvement and things like that will be taken after the game. So we do have the games which have started. Anurag will have to get
Anurag,
right back and
Anurag
put
is
it up on
back.
the.
Yeah, I think we have all
So-
the games ready here,
Yeah.
Neeraj. And
Vishy's game is missing, Anurag. You need to just add in Vishy's game if I'm
no,
not wrong.
Vishy's game is not yet started.
Well,
It has.
Now it has started. So we have the Wish here at the bottom. And I think, guys, we have everything set up here. Let's just quickly go back and put the chess.com board on here. So we have the games live. We have Divya's game first here. Let's see what has happened. So e4, and Divya has met it up with c5. Guys, you can hear us clearly, right? Thank you guys for all joining and tuning in. Really glad that you all are once again here with us, and hopefully you all can like the stream. Let me bring more people. So knight f3, d6, d4, and we have the... Okay, she goes with f3 in the position, and Divya goes with knight c6, c4. So we have the Meroxy on the board. Let's see, e6, bishop e7,
I
and
think it
bishop
clearly
e2.
shows their intent, right?
Exactly.
Maragzi is a very solid opening from white, and looking at how Divya has been playing, you probably don't want to allow too many chances,
At
So
least you don't want to allow a h5, h4, h3.
which she
yeah,
probably could still.
something like this, right? It could be possible, and I have
Yeah.
played this games like this with h5, h4, h3 in such positions. But let's just stay with the
I'm
games and
sure
see
you
what
remember
Nihal...
against whom, Anurag?
I have played it against you two, Neeraj. I've played it against many different players, and I've had some good results there. But it's complicated. Let's see what happens here. Nihal has gone with d4, and after c4, e6, knight f3, b6, we have the coincident defense. G3, bishop b7, bishop g2, c5 met with d5. So very common idea. E into d5 is met with knight g5. We do see knight h4 also played very often here, but Nihal has chosen knight g5 here. So the plan will be to put more pressure on the d5 pawn this way, knight h3 and b5. Now that's a little bit interesting. Either
It's already a little wild.
it's already a little while. Now white is having the choice of going cb5 and cd5, and Nihal is spending his time. Maybe he's aware of it and just trying to remember his preparation, but it could also be that he's not aware of it. Let's see what he does though, how he meets it. I think b5 is a nice way, immediately forcing white to make a decision. For example, if black goes with bishop e7 here, white has the choice of going knight f4 or knight c3 and capturing
Yeah.
back with a piece on d5. So he maintains the d5 weakness. So b5 forces white to decide. He has to either take on d5 immediately, or he has to take on b5, or there is one more variation that white can go for, is knight c3 and sacrifice the c4 pawn.
And then, yeah, you
and
allow
then
b takes c4. That's what I was thinking of actually.
yeah, that also is something that is interesting, knight c3 or knight f4 first. But let's wait and see what he does. Until then, we can take a look at a very equalish position here between Karina versus
I
Harika.
think
So let's
it's
see
nothing
from the
new.
start.
We've seen this opening quite a bit from Harika in this tournament, right?
Yeah, we've definitely seen it. She has also tried the Grunfeld
But
and the King's Indian out, but today we see a d4, d5 from Harika. So she is definitely trying out multiple things in this tournament, keeping opponents guessing. So c4, e6, knight f3, a6 here. Okay, we have seen this happen in the tournament before. cd5, knight c3, h6, preventing anything to do with bishop g5, so that knight f6 you don't have to deal with that pin. And then after knight f6, h3. That's a little bit interesting. I think white is trying to do the same thing of prevent bishop g4 maybe, but or maybe
I
knight
think
h5
maybe
is
just
what
more to prevent knight h5, I believe.
maybe
But
knight
I don't think
h5
knight
is.
h5 is very big threat, right? There's always bishop.
Yeah.
I
No, probably just prophylactic. You know, she intends on playing this structure with the f4 bishop. So I think it's more or less just a prophylactic thing, so that anytime knight h5 can be met with bishop h2, but maybe.
Maybe. So let's just keep it the game. Bishop d6, bishop d6, queen
Yep.
d6, exchanging, and now the position is relatively equal, although white is considered slightly better here in these positions. So b6, castle, and that was not with b7. So black will be looking
yeah,
forward to b5 somewhere.
we could come with those
Hanging
two
pawn.
hanging pawns in the center again. So-called hanging pawns.
Exactly. So hanging
come
pawns, like we could see that after dc5, bc5, some hanging pawns on the board. But let's see what Humpy is up to. Okay, here we see something interesting on the board. There is imbalance.
We haven't done,
and looks
right?
good for Humpy. I think I like this
Yeah.
position for white. Let's see from the
It's
start
a
what has
structure
happened.
that I play from black.
Okay, you do play it from, but this looks like it's come from the Queen's Indian only. Yeah, it does come from King
Yeah.
Queen's Indian. Bishop b2 and bishop e7, not the c5 plan that we are seeing in Nihal's game. Castle, this was met with rook e1. Delaying knight c3 because black does play knight e4 in these positions. So knight e4 now can be met with knight fd2 immediately. This is met with a5. Okay. A5 is a little bit interesting. Knight c3, knight e4, queen c2, met with knight into c3. And b into
Anurag,
c3.
couldn't have black on f5 though there, maybe before playing knight.
Yeah, so that there we see the significance of the move rook e1 needed. So once you play f5, white can play knight d2, And this time when you capture on d2, the
Oh,
f1
yes.
rook is not hanging. So white captures bb7 and yeah, the knight is having some issues. So that's why knight into c3, b into c3 and later f5 was played. Again, one sneaky threat here is to play knight g5 and win the light square bishop in this position. So f5 takes care of it. Now knight e5 on the board, bishop g2, king g2 and d6 played out by black. Now maybe black is knowing what she's doing, but after knight d3, I like white's position quite a lot, because now this e6 pawn is a weakness. This bishop is also like kind of handled behind this dark squares, like all the pawns on a dark square, so a little bit of a problem. But we'll see how Humpy goes about it. She's down to 11 minutes, not a big difference.
Yeah.
And she plays f3, so she's, I think, maybe trying to get a strong center with e4 here. Although e4 directly also was interesting, maybe. Oh no, maybe fe4, rook e4, and some queen c6, some pins can be annoying. So Humpy takes care of it with f3, and we'll see. We'll wait on.
Anurag, I actually thought black was looking to go queen e8 rather than queen d7. That was what I was thinking, but I think I was wrong.
Maybe, but the point is that the e6 pawn is anyways weak, so maybe black is thinking about the future and going with queen d7. Maybe she wants to get the knight out to c6 rather. Maybe. We'll see the idea that she has in mind. f3 played out by white, and now black is it's black to move. Let's look at the Vidit's
By the way, in the chat, hello to Ayush. We had Mandar Lad as well a while ago in the chat. So hello to everyone.
Hello to everyone. Yeah, great to have you in the chat. And yeah, let's stick to the game. Let's stick to asking questions about the game more often. So d4, knight f6, c4, e6, g3. We have a Catlin on the board. We have bb4, knight d2, and c5 immediately breaking in with c5 here. Again a line. Let's see what Vidit is up to. D into c5, captured bishop c5, bishop g2, castle, knight gf3, knight c6, castle, and we should have d5 on the board. a3, the idea is to play b4 and get the bishop out to b2. a5 stops it completely immediately, and then comes c into d5, e into d5, and white has an isolated pawn to play against. But black is doing okay. His bishop is probably heading to f5 or g4 in such positions. Knight b3, bishop b6.
Hello, Prasad.
Knight bd4. And this was met with knight d4, and rook e8. So one of the threats is to probably go for the pawn. So white plays e3 in such positions. Again, e3 looks bad, but the point is that it's not easily possible for black to exploit this weakness that he has created. The bishop is well placed on g2, and white anyways intends to maybe develop the bishop out via the b2 square.
But isn't e3 necessary, Anurag, in such positions?
You kind of the isolated pawn, right?
Yeah, first of all, the isolated pawn on d5, you control the d4 square, plus the rook is now targeting the e2 pawn. You can push e3. So yeah, it kind of seems necessary, right, to play e3 in these kind of positions.
Exactly. A move like bishop g4 also will be coming on the board. It does get a little bit annoying for white. And if you play something like bishop e3, guys, then there is knight g4 also, which can further create let's just get this, further create problems for this bishop on e3. So that is also something to be worried about. But let's see e3. We have a few moves on the board. Bishop g4 met with queen d3, queen d7. Now h3 is no longer possible. Black can also play bishop h3 if he wants to somewhere later. a4. A4 is interesting. I think maybe establishing more control over the b3 square and somewhere preventing white to play b4 later. Rook c1 and then h5. So we see that h5 and some complications on the board already here. Looks like Vidit may be trying for more. Now guys, there's one thing you would try to do here is play queen d5 and try to get rid of the queens, because you see that h4 is quite strong. But the problem is that queen into b5, we have some bishop e2 coming here, which gives a double attack. So queen d5 not possible, and Wojtaszek is indeed spending his time to figure out what he should do next. h4, h3 is threat here.
The Black Mage says, I'm sorry, I'm a bit dumb. Who do you guys think is winning? I'm sorry, for now, even we would call ourselves dumb then, because we can't really predict the winner right here. Akhilesh says, hi, Neeraj and Nandini and Anurag, long time no see.
Akhilesh.
Not
Akhilesh. Hi, Rakshit.
We probably
we know you as Rakshit. Long time no see, yes, indeed. After a long time, I wonder if you're still playing chess or into a completely different field now. Great to see you though. Great to see you and connect with you here.
He's the muscle man now, Anurag. He's
Yeah,
no longer a
I'm
chess.
aware of it. I
I
have
think,
indeed
as
seen
you
it.
can see, he's a pic on YouTube as well as he's flexing. So there you go, Akhilesh. We do remember you. I would
Indeed.
call you Rakshit though.
But let's go to Vishy's game because we have
Yeah.
slacked up there. Let's just go back and see what is happening here. So E4 started out and we were predicting C5. That's exactly what happened. D4,
Mhm.
CD4, knight D4. So we should have the knight stuff on the board. Yes, we have the knight stuff. A4 chosen by Anand here. Interesting. He goes for the A4 idea. So I think we will be seeing something. Okay, he plays G6. And
We
yeah,
have
this
seen
is
Anand experiment a lot with the white side against the knight of recently, right? Don't you think so?
yeah, he has experimented. They do experiment quite a lot at the top level, anyways. We see Nepo try Rook
Yeah.
G1 in there. We had seen that. H3 was seen. H3 is played by Anand very often. He only popularized it at a certain time. But today he tries A4, after which Duda goes for G6, Bishop E2, Bishop G7, Castle. Castle. Once you play A4 against the Dragon Bishop, you normally go with Bishop E3, Queen D2, and Castle on the Queen side. But since you have already played A4 here, that would not be a good idea. So Anand castles on the King side here, and after this Bishop E3, Knight C6, Queen D2, Knight G4. White doesn't shy away from giving away the bishop here after Bishop G4. Black does get the bishop pair, but the position is relatively equal. And white is actually slightly better, just a very slight edge, minimal edge. Rook D1, Knight
Yeah.
into D4, Bishop
White can
D4,
also just,
Queen D4,
yeah.
and Rook
This
C8.
trade, was always going to happen.
Bishop against the knight, guys, and the position is relatively
I,
equal, but white is
I,
not worse here. Rook
yeah.
D2.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard for White to even lose this game, even if he wants to.
Even if he wants to, yes. Hopefully that doesn't happen though. Hopefully we see that Anand
Yeah.
goes on to win. Rook c4, and we should see probably Queen d3 or Queen e3. I think, sorry, Queen d3 is not possible because there is Queen b6 check coming here. So it will be something like Queen e3 most likely. Anand is taking some time here though. Wonder what he's thinking about.
Maybe he's just deciding between Queen f2 and Queen e3. Not that I think Queen e3 makes much more sense, but I think it's okay to take time when you have it, right? Maybe Queen
Exactly. Or
a7 has.
so there is some sense in Queen f2 also here, because Queen f2 overprotects the c2 pawn, and it becomes easy
Yeah.
for white to move the knight if he wants to do d5 immediately. So I think maybe Anand taking his time for that, or maybe he's thinking of the optimistic Queen a7 here. That could also be interesting. But let's see. We'll wait on that and wonder what Divya is up to, because she's slightly low on time here. And
By the way, in the
oh, this
chat,
looks good
Akhilesh
for black
says,
actually.
love you all, great job. Thanks a lot, Rakshit.
Thank you, guys. Once
Neil
again,
says, oh no, he's late again.
it's okay,
I
Neil.
just asked a question. Why don't we get a decisive result on top board? I think that's just because they are extremely strong players, and generally on the top board they go with a game plan saying that okay, probably a draw is okay here.
Basically, a risk-free kind of
Risk-free thing, yes.
If it is necessary, then they would take the risk.
Exactly. And
So
one more thing, guys. If you're new to the stream, then do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It'll be
Yeah.
of great your support means a lot to us. And yes, you were saying, Neeraj. So after Bishop D3, white looks black looks in, like the position looks interesting. We have an imbalance here. So Divya, I feel I like black slightly here at the moment. So you were saying
I like
something,
black as
Neeraj?
well. I like black as well.
Exactly. I think a simple idea here is to play Bishop D3, Queen D3, and maybe
And
head
D4.
to A5.
Queen A5.
Yeah,
Okay.
Queen A5. I would shy away from playing D4, because then you're blocking the bishop, and like you start defending the pawn. Let me remove this too many arrows.
Okay. Yeah.
So D4, and then you become a weak pawn there, which could be a problem. I think Bishop D3 followed by Queen A5 looks good to me. But one important thing is hopefully things go smooth here and there are no technical issues that we have to face, because Divya is down to 6 minute 50 seconds. But let's just take a quick look at what Nihal did, and we left you right here after knight h3 b5. So indeed he doesn't go for c into d5, but rather goes knight c3 on the board.
Nice.
We were expecting this. D into c4, a temporary sacrifice, but he wins the d5 pawn. Knight f4, and exactly what we were looking at, knight into d5, and white has a strong hold over the d5 square. The c4 pawn as it is a weakness and can be maybe taken away this way or some other way later down the in the game. So bishop into d5. Bishop into d5 though is a little bit strange, but I think the point is that after knight d5, knight d5, knight c6, maybe black was worried about something, but bishop d5 he follows it up with knight c6 for sure. So he does give up with the light square bishop. I think I like white here at the moment. Castle, castle, bishop f4. I think some immediate threats of knight into e7 followed by bishop d6 winning the exchange, but this was met with knight into d5 of course. Queen into d5, rook c8, and white can now win the pawn back. I think white is in good shape here. Looks good for me.
And the
to
bishop
me.
pair.
The bishop pair is the main reason white is in good shape here. The material at the moment is equal, but the bishop pair is going to be a big advantage here for white. I think you can follow it up with rook a d1, or if you want to keep it simple, you could also do rook a b1. Like that's also possible. Once again, Nihal down in
I
time.
like the rook a b1 approach. You just go rook a b1, stabilize everything, and then you move your rooks to c1 and d1.
Exactly,
Yeah,
you can get
nice.
things going like this without sacrificing a pawn. But rook at e1 also is interesting, by the way. The point is that bishop into b2 could be met with some bishop d6 things, and white has a very strong position. You can even start with bishop d6 directly also, but I think black will go bishop e7 for that.
Bishop
so
e7.
That's why like we have some interesting coming here, but let's see what Harika is up to. So again, once again, we see Harika maintaining the lead in time. We have never seen her down on
she's
time, and
always
she's
up
an
on
exchange
time.
up.
If there's anything constant throughout the Olympiad, it is Harika's time advantage.
Exactly, and she has got an exchange to play with here, Neeraj. Let's just see the game where exactly we stopped. We had stopped right here after bishop b7. After queen c2, we have knight d7 coming on the board. Rook c1, rook c8, queen e2 attacking the a6 pawn was met with b5. Now black looks for c5 somewhere soon. Bishop b1, rook e8, rook d1, followed up with knight e4. Knight into e4, d into e4, knight d2, which was met with bishop d5, establishing some good control here. And now black has the choice of either playing c6, consolidating, and then trying to open with f5, f4, or maybe moving
on the king side. I
the
don't
queen.
see.
Actually, we have a draw already
by
on the board, I think. Let's just see what happened, okay? So d into e4, knight d2, and then bishop d5, rook c3. White is looking to double up. Black played queen e7. Okay. I was thinking more of queen e6 to also
What is
put
the
pressure
idea?
here. I think I don't know exact. I think black is
Maybe
definitely looking to c5 maybe.
I think black just wants to play c5 and moving away from the pin. So
Exactly. So I think
nothing.
c5 is what she was looking for. And knight b3 establishing control there was met with bishop c4, and white uh, immediately snaps this bishop on c4. I think she has good compensation here. B into c4, queen into c4. One pawn for the exchange, but uh, white has good control over the squares.
Miserable, right?
Yeah, I think some light squares, white is controlling some good light squares. Maybe down the road, she could also maybe play knight e5, knight c6 kind of things. She was very confident, I think, here because the game ended in a draw pretty quickly after this. Let's see what happened. Knight d2, establishing pressure here, was met with knight f6, and white played knight b3. Exactly. So this is the problem. Black is not really happy of losing the c5 square because
allow
then
knight c5.
exactly, like losing too much control, and thus Harika played knight d7 to stop it. Knight d2 once again. There is no good way to defend because
Then
f5 is not possible. There's a pin here, so then we had a repetition here with knight f6, knight b3, and knight d7. And Harika is happy with the draw. Maybe it's just a knight. It's just a bishop and pawn for the exchange, but I think she was worried about losing that square. I think maybe she could have tried, but I don't think she felt it necessary to do it this immediately. Instead of risking it, she felt like maybe it was a good idea to just take a draw and wait for the next game. Now, can black try something?
Considering that she's also the black pieces, right? So maybe it's not the worst result for us.
Exactly, it's not a worse result for us because he's indeed with the black pieces, and mostly they're happy with the draw here. It's a team game finally. It's not an individual sport, so I think they're happy. They're playing for the team, and they're quite happy with the draw here. Maybe in this position, black could have thought of something instead of queen d6, but still, I feel like it's not very easy to immediately gain control. c5 is one way to try to open up and create complications on the board, sacrificing the a6 pawn. Which would have been maybe interesting and worth looking at.
Anurag, I don't really think it is really. It should not be working for black, right?
Maybe it is. It's worth considering definitely. Queen into a6, something with c4. It's worth considering, but I mean, I don't think Harika saw the point of this unnecessarily going for complications. So rather, she accepts a draw. We have the first result on the board, guys. A draw. Let's look at the
Okay,
list
so
of the
shall we just
games.
shift to the other games, Anurag?
Yeah, we have already shifted to the other games, Nandi. So after f3, we have knight c6 on the board. This was met with queen a4, creating some issues for the queen here, and then rook a e8 was met with queen b5. Now Humpy is down on time, so let's just quickly see what she's up to. Bishop f6 was met with bishop a3. So I think white is maybe hinting towards playing something like c5 and opening up on this side of the board.
Yeah.
e5 was played by black, and this was met with d5. Knight b8, of course. That's the only square the knight can go and defend this queen. And that was met with e4. fe4. Rook e4. Okay, rook e4, definitely. Because after fe4, I think white was a little bit concerned about the f file. Sorry, again, I cannot play the moves. fe4. Sorry, fe4, maybe she was concerned about something on the f file. And you cannot play queen d7 in between here, price, because there is a into f3 intermisso coming in. So,
Or maybe Anurag, maybe for fe4, it's just about queen g4 being played.
yeah, queen g4
Yeah,
or queen
exactly.
f7, exactly. Pressure on the f5 file here, which would be a little bit of a problem for white to deal with. So look into e4 and queen f7, and the position is interesting. I think it would have been safer to maybe take on d7 if white wanted to just play simple. She could take on d7 and then follow with e4. She goes for e4 directly though, which is interesting. Let's see. Rook f1 defending everything, and later maybe some ideas of f4. So there are complications, guys, and let's just see what is Vidit up to here. Oh, we have a lot of complications here. Vidit has sacrificed a pawn. The pawn has reached h3. Let's see what happened here.
h3.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bishop d2,
Somehow
we had
like
seen
the pawn
a4.
pushes. If they reach h4, h3, we actually feel happy.
Exactly. I think we had left you here, guys, after h5. So white went with bishop c3. Black went with h4, and white went with knight f3. Very interesting here. So the idea is to play something like knight e5 soon. So black went with h3, bishop h1, and that was met with bishop f5. So black is trying to regroup his bishop on the board. Queen d1 met with knight e4. Okay, I was expecting more of bishop e4, but I think Vidit was worried about bishop f6, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe he was worried about doubling up his pawns and, you know, ending up in a bad pawn structure here. So he went with knight e4 rather. This was met with knight d4.
Because Anurag, that pawn structures cannot be corrected later on. So you probably have to make sure that you have enough compensation for that pawn structure, which I think was a little risky.
Exactly.
So he avoids all that kind of risk.
Exactly. You say you don't want to unnecessary risk. And knight e4 was met with bishop g6, bishop f3 with a sneaky idea of going bishop g4 and winning the h3 pawn. Was met with knight f6 back. This is the reason I did not like knight e4 meters. Like knight e4 did not do much, and you don't want to really take on c3. That doesn't really help us much. So after knight f6, we have knight e2, and white is nicely regrouping his pieces. Met with bishop e4, and finally we have the same thing coming on the board. So I think it made sense to go bishop e4 in this position itself. Maybe it had some merits, because we will see what happened later on, and that shows that maybe bishop e4 could have been interesting here. But let's see what happened. Like after this, knight f6, and Vidit did the same thing once again. Bishop e4, knight f4, and that was met with d4, a pawn sacrifice. I think he's a little worried about bishop f6 and knight d5. Everything is seemingly badly placed. So Vidit goes for pawn sac. Bishop into d4, bishop into d4, e into d4, and rook a d8 on the board. I think is maybe winning the pawn back also. Actually, we forgot to look at it a little closely. I think maybe he's winning the pawn back. It's not very easy for white to defend this pawn.
No, but Anurag, what if white just goes d5?
D5, like black can easily snap this bishop on f3 and win the pawn back, right?
Queen takes f3, knight takes d5 has rook d1. I think some calculation.
Yeah, some pins are there.
Right?
Some calculation will be required. But there's one more thing after d5. We can definitely go g5 here, drive that knight back, and then win the d5 pawn. So,
but you're saying, but Anurag, yeah, black can get back the pawn. But the question is, does he want to exchange queens and go into the endgame?
But that is
because
that's a question.
Pawn will be weak throughout.
Exactly.
No,
I think h3.
There are like
g5,
two sides
g4,
to the coin, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What do you do? Because it seems like black's pawns are way too advanced. They could be, attacked by the white pieces.
I feel like black is doing quite good here, like with queen f5 kind of ideas and the g2 square being weak. Maybe black can also shy away from exchanging the queens. But let's see what happened. Rook e1 was met with bishop f3 immediately. I think Vidit feels safer to go for winning the d4 pawn and then trying for more. I don't think black can really lose this, realistically speaking. It's very difficult after queen into d4 because now white
Yeah.
captures here.
In
We can
fact, I like
capture
black
on.
pawns. I like black pawns here.
It's in fact like white goes for let's say the b7 pawn. It is he who can go wrong immediately. For example, after queen into b7, do we have something like knight e4?
4, I think we have.
There is knight h3 coming though. We'll have some tactics coming up, guys. So queen into b7, something should be coming up very quickly here. Maybe we have.
Actually, knight h3, don't we have rook b8 and rook b2?
No, there is rook into e8
No,
coming
maybe
for
that's
that.
pinning the e4 knight. Maybe it's not that.
You mean after knight e4? Okay, so Vaishali goes for rook into e8, and now when he captures queen into b7, black can also try queen d2 with some rook e1 kind of ideas. That is also a little bit of a worry for white here.
Back rank
so it's
weakness.
Interesting. Yeah, the back rank is a little weak. With the h3 pawn, you always have to worry about the back rank, and that's a major concern for white actually. Wonder what's happening
Shrey says, is any board, is there any clear advantage? Anurag, maybe we'll just switch because there are a lot of other boards which are running low on time.
So we have a lot of exchanges
Shrey,
here, and
as
let's
of
just
now,
see where we left
we
on.
cannot see any clear advantage on
So
any
bishop
board.
d6 played out by white. Yeah.
No, Anurag, I think we'll just go to the current position because by the time we cover this game, all the other games will also be coming on time pressure. So maybe we'll just quickly.
Yeah, we'll stay with the current position and then look at the position later. So bishop d3 on the board. Some ideas of queen e4, queen h7. So guys, at the moment we have one draw. That is, Harika has already drawn her game, which is not a bad result because she was also with the black pieces. Let's see what is happening here. White has more chance. Actually, white is better here, Neeraj. Right. Like an extra pawn on f2, although it's opposite color bishops, makes a huge difference because the king is very weak here with the h6. This is not a good setup with white having a light square bishop. There is nothing to challenge this light square bishop, and the light squares are pretty weak here. The king is pretty weak. I think white should be able to take this one. And considering the time is also not a huge factor, this is a good position for Nihal to be in. I like this position from white. Now, what to do in this next?
Over here, what should Nihal play here?
He should definitely not do bishop e4 here because then rook you don't want to exchange the queens off the board.
I was looking at h4 king h2, but I know it does create some weaknesses. But then
h4 king h2.
Indeed, it does create some weaknesses on that on the position there.
Want to play f4 after that?
h4 looks bad. h4 looks good actually in this position. Doesn't look bad in any sense. h4 is good. He plays bishop b1. I was just about to say that this is like a good idea here to exploit on this position. Yeah. I think this is one board where we feel like white will be able to get through here. I think hopefully we should be able to pull through on this board. Let's look at Humpy's board because she's down to 30 seconds and we want Humpy to be able to hold at least. I think here she should be able to. Now, I think as per the game strat here, black will be playing for a win.
Huh? Isn't the e4 pawn falling?
No, not really. It's black to play. Like definitely very difficult. Queen g6 is.
Rook takes f4 is rook takes f4. Sorry, I can't go rook e1 because of rook takes f4.
Yeah, so you cannot go rook e1 here because of rook takes f4. And next black can easily consolidate with rook e7, rook e8. So that's exactly what we see.
Okay, now king h1, then rook e1.
Rook e1 and rook e8, and it will be white who is white has a strong hold.
Now maybe but queen f2. Queen f2 now with a knight of f5 and queen f4.
Yes, but then black can easily move it, right? Like Humpy, yeah, queen g2 looked more natural to me with the idea of g4 and f5. Now, black will be going h5 in this position, I think. Play with queen f5, so that's a good way. So g4 now will be met with queen into f4. The time is going to be a concern here. We know that Humpy is not a strong.
F1?
A4 is not really pleasing here to me, in my opinion. I think she was a little bit worried about this move b5 and the B5, position changing. So she played a4, and now
she's down on the clock. A4 has become a potent.
Black made yeah, continue.
So A4 has become a real weakness now, right? In the long run, if black can just, it's easier to attack now.
I mean,
exactly.
Exactly. I was saying the same thing. He could have ideas of queen d7 sometime and capturing the A4 pawn, right?
Yeah.
Sometime, if possible.
I think here as white, considering the time situation, I would be very happy with a
Humpy
draw
did
here.
offer a draw, guys.
Yeah, I
Humpy
think
offered a draw.
Humpy offered a draw, but I don't think that will be really accepted by Black here. She has absolutely
It
nothing to
won't be
worry about.
accepted, but I think it's a very clever draw
It is
offer. It's a
accepted by
tactical
Black
draw.
here. That's
It
a
is
good.
accepted.
That's a good situation. Technically, guys, this position definitely should be heading to a draw. But practically, I think Humpy being down to 20 seconds would have been a little bit difficult. I think after Queen E2, Black would have definitely created some problems for Black for White with H4. But we're really happy with the decision. A draw is good for us with Humpy on 20
Yeah.
seconds. Let's move to Vidit's game and see what is happening. So we did see that
Let's
Waitasek
move to
did go with
Divya's game. Anurag, Divya has just 15 seconds on
15
the clock.
seconds,
So let us
guys.
just
Let's
move
see
to
what is
Divya's.
happening here. After Bishop E1, Black is a pawn up at the moment. So some concern here though with the pin. So Queen A3 does take care of it. That's the simplest way I can see.
Yeah.
I think I would have preferred to play Queen E7 though, because that keeps pressure on the B7 bishop and the bishop can move away. But let's just stick to Queen E3.
Yeah.
If White can win one of the pawns, then the position is just equal. But at the moment, I think Black is looking good here. I like Black's position. I think we have a couple of boards. Actually, we are already seeing that White is India is able to press for more than also a
both
draw.
the junior boards, India is a pawn up.
But this time is an issue, right? If they're able to manage with the time, then I think the results should go our way.
So Queen C2 can be met with Bishop C3, and if Rook B3, we have this nice tactical resource with Queen C5. Because after, let's say, Bishop into C3, we can capture back on C3 with a check and then defend the pawn with Rook C8. So White goes with Queen C4. I wonder what the idea of Queen C4 is. Is it Bishop B4?
It has
It has to be Bishop B4. So Rook E8 played out.
Okay,
I think Black is looking quite good here, guys. I think this is also a board where Black can win. Because after Bishop B4, now we have Queen
Anurag,
E3 check.
Divya played her move with 2 seconds on the clock.
That's a big concern. That's a very big concern for us, guys. Hopefully she doesn't flag herself here. Now Queen B5 is a problem though, is it? Queen B5 can be met with Queen E3 check, but then there's Bishop F2 we forgot about. Oh no.
Wow.
Hopefully we are not blundered here. Queen B5, I think Queen B5 is going to be a problem here, guys. What is happening for Queen B5? Is this a blunder?
Oh, it is.
It looks like a blunder, right? Like exactly a small trap set up by White there. I think Rook into E1 will be necessary here. Which goes Queen E3 and then after Bishop F2, I wonder what is happening here. I don't see a defense.
Oh my god, Divya just messed it up.
Ah, shit. Divya has messed it up indeed because now Queen into E8 is a mate here and that's it. So we just lost this game. Unfortunately, let's just see what we could have done better. And that's why we don't like time trouble, guys. So after Queen C4, Black could have played Bishop C3 to take care of it. That was very simple. Give up the pawn, or even if you lose the pawn, you have good play, counterplay coming. I think Bishop C3 is the simplest thing. Rook E8 was over the board. It was trying for more, but
these kind of things happen on time pressure.
Exactly. So, I know this is a bad result for us, guys, because that changes the situation.
So we are one down. We are one down
now, guys.
We need Nihal.
We need Nihal to win this for sure. We need Nihal to win, but at the moment, after the developments that have happened, F3 coming on the board, that's a little bit annoying.
Kind of, right?
No, I think now we have B4, right?
Position?
I think we have B4 coming in just immediately, right? Like what does Black do for
B5?
B4, B5. Try to make a pass pawn there. That's a good idea.
Yeah, before B5 is what I will look for here. I think that's a good that's a good improvement.
B4 you won't get the chance later on, so you've got to go B4.
But H4 though, I don't like this move, Neeraj. I don't like H4 here because this weakens the G3 pawn and opens up some tactical possibilities with Queen E5, Bishop F2 on this board. I don't like it. I would have preferred B4 and then go for B5 and then try to utilize that pawn.
I think I can see what Nihal is doing. Nihal is just trying to make sure that he creates enough complications to have a chance to win, even in this opposite colored Bishop endgame.
Yeah, but you can never go H5. You can never go H5 here. So I still wonder why like H4. I don't like H4 here. Just my honest opinion, I don't like H4. Black will just probably repeat. He'll be happy with it. So this is going to be crucial, guys. This game is very important for us. Again, guys who are new to this.
Anurag, we'll stay on this game, but let us just quickly check Vidit and Anand and then come back here because.
Okay, so Vidit with Queen C4 on the board, what is happening here? Like Rook B1 check. King G2 is the king escaping because that doesn't look good. King here, and then queen d4 can be annoying. Queen c5 with the idea of
Oh my
queen
God.
check here. Oh
This
no, this
queen
is not
f8.
looking good.
This is
Oh,
not good, guys.
oh, this is too
Okay,
strong of a threat.
Anurag, maybe we've got to go to Vishy's game quickly just to see whether Vishy is
Vishy is also not
in a
looking in good shape here, guys. Vishy is completely on the back foot here. I'm sure he can try to
yeah.
hold this, but
I think he can hold this. I
he
think
can
he
No,
can
hold
hold
this.
this.
but then if Vidit is losing, we definitely would need a
We
Nihal
need
win as well
Vidit
as a Vishy win.
Vishy win. So
Yeah.
exactly that calls for Vishy's win. Knight h7 and then queen d4 check. I think white is winning here, guys. Like after king h6, it's just a gamble. Rook h8 will come on the board, and things are not really looking that great for white here, for black here. H3 also can be very interesting to make like a problem for the queen on this position, but the queen f3
But
is coming.
H3
Sorry,
is it very yeah, Queen F3 is
queen
always
f3
there,
is
right?
coming. That was a bad call there. I mean, okay, queen f3 can still make it interesting. We are hoping for a Vidit swindle here, guys. Vishy position looks very difficult. We are hoping for a Vidit swindle. Queen f3 immediately goes for it. So queen g7, there is king here. What is happening?
just
Is it getting mated with
That's the only
h4?
move, right?
Yeah, I
H4
think
check.
this is lost immediately, guys,
G4,
because h4 check, there is king g4
H4,
coming.
King G4, I
What
think.
is happening here?
And
Ah, no,
I
queen
think
e5 check is there
Gujrathi
here,
is playing for
guys.
the win.
Queen e5 check is there, though. So he can at least
Okay,
repeat.
there's
Hopefully, he has
King.
messed up something, and we can hold a draw here, because then Nihal's win will
Yeah,
be the most important
Anurag,
result.
the time
Ah,
factor
he does have
is
96 check, though, Neeraj. 96 check. Oh, shit. 96 check. If he finds it, that would be... no, then there's still king g4. Okay. Then there is
yeah,
queen
no, for
d4.
96 check. What's happening for knight
He's
e6?
down to
If
2
I catch,
seconds. He goes for 96, Neeraj, and I think queen d4 is indeed
what's wrong
winning
with
for it.
what's
Queen
wrong?
G6.
What's wrong with f8? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Queen d4 check
Oh
is
yeah,
coming, and this is, I think, king h5. He still is in it, though.
H5.
is he still okay? But then queen f.
Can Vidit swindle
King
this?
F5.
Can he get it going, guys? Can
Wait.
will he miss it? Queen
Wait,
c5 check is
Does
possible
not
here,
have the
though.
time, guys.
No,
Why
he
doesn't
could
have
go
time?
queen c5 check here
Knight
in this
e7, king
position.
g5. Now what's
Knight
happening?
g7, king g5, and he goes. What happened? Did Vidit resign here?
What? Oh, queen h4 is made. Oh my
Queen
god.
h4 is made. Oh shit. Okay. So he found it. Like he found it. Queen h4 is a mate. So we missed out on the
Found
final
it.
move, and he found a way. I was thinking of queen
Okay.
c5 check, but it's nevertheless winning
Okay,
for.
so we have lost 2 games.
So
We
India
have
are
lost two
down.
games, so
India
India
are
down
down
now, guys, and
currently.
that's not a very good
E1.
situation. Fe6 would be met with queen g6, so Wojciech held his own here, and very unfortunate for Indians here, because after knight g7, queen h4 was met with a mate, and
But
he
I
was
still
down
like
to
the way
like.
Vidit played this, even towards the end, making sure that Wojciech actually had to work for the win
Yeah.
with that time.
Exactly. Now here we
Really
need
showed-
Anand to win in this position, which is going to be very difficult, because Anand will probably. I think Anand is definitely minus here after rook c2.
Yeah.
Rook d5. I think he's struggling here in this position after rook c5. We can see that
Rook
rook c3.
h2.
There is no way that white can win this. So
Rook c3, yeah.
that's a bad sign. Let's stick to Nihal's game
Okay,
and
so
see what he's up
probably
to.
this match is
Nihal
we
is
are going to be
definitely
losing
going to
this
win
match.
this. I think Nihal is going to win
Nihal
this,
will
but
win
that
this.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
much, because guys, if we don't win on Vidit's board, then I think Divya's game was very important to us, and this is very unfortunate, because even though Nihal
Honestly,
wins, I think Nihal is immediately winning this, because I think he should get a mate going with bishop d5. Yes, you were saying, Neeraj?
yeah, I personally felt that the lineup, with all due respect to Anand, right, or with all due respect to Vishy, I just felt that maybe we could have changed it a little there, because Harikrishna, if I'm not wrong, in the last 2 games against Duda has the edge against him. So I thought maybe it would have been a nice tactical approach to play Harikrishna versus Duda on board 1, and
Exactly,
with
but
it playing.
Neeraj, like one small question here for you: like, can they do that? Can Harikrishna come on board 1? Because I've never seen him play on the board 1. Is it? So he has to come on the board 2, and Vidit has a bad result against Duda, so that's why I think it called for what happened here.
Oh,
Otherwise,
okay, so
Yeah, we don't know the board orders, Louis.
no.
That's possible.
So whenever they are playing, are you telling me
he
that
can come on board 1. So
whenever
Harikrishna can
Harikrishna
come
and
on
Vidit
board
have
1 is what
played,
he's
Vidit is
saying.
playing on board 1?
Well, I've never seen that, right? Have I seen him with Harikrishna playing on board 1? I don't think so. So I feel like he has to go down to board 3 with it, and that's not possible, I think. So I think Vidit we see playing on the board 1, right? And then Harikrishna comes on board 2, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
Yeah,
I have a feeling that is the
that
case.
how
And
it is.
Vidit has a bad result against Duda, so he would try more against Wojtasek than against Duda. So I think that may be one thing. I'm not 100% sure, guys, but I think that could be one of the calling factors. But
Okay,
here
so
we
I
see
think
Vidit.
Nihal has won this.
Yeah, but it
And
doesn't really
to go on
matter because
now the last game that's left, this should be I think
no, I think Black
Vishy
is
should be
winning here,
putting
right?
this to a draw.
It's
I
still
think
tough. King
Black is
e5, king
winning
f4,
here.
king g3 is generally
I think
just
Duda is trying to gain some time on the clock, but he's going to execute the plan of king e5, king f4.
no. I think Duda could also just be confirming the other results and
Yeah, he could just go for a draw too. I mean, it's not anyway. The win is not really required, right?
Yeah, but Hari can come in place of Vidit for
Well,
sure.
he
But
has got
like then we'll have to replace like either Vidit goes to board one. I don't think he can go directly to board one. Like it has to be like that. So as a team game, it's always like this. I think Black is winning here, guys. If I'm not mistaken. After
yeah, you
king
just
g3, king
capture
h3
h3
is
and then you
winning
come
for
back.
white. He plays rook
rook
f2
f2
though.
to f3 first.
He's
That's
just
what I was
trying to gain
thinking.
time on
First
the clock
to
and rook
f3,
f3 and then king
support
h3
f6,
is. I
and
think
then
Anand should
capture
be.
h3
Anand resigned here, so
after
this
that.
is winning for Black. And yeah, we just got completely wrecked
So
here,
we've
guys.
not had a great
Yeah.
start.
We didn't have a
So
great
it's
start
4-2,
here.
but it is 4-2, but in favor of
Poland.
In
the
favor of
Polish.
Poland. Let's let the final result get updated, and then I will just quickly get this on the screen for you. As you
That
can
was
see here,
tough.
just got
That was tough.
completely wrecked, guys.
But
That's
guys,
not.
nothing is lost yet. Even we just need 3.5. We just need 3.5.
We
In
just
the
need 3.5 to
in
come back in the second game, guys, and hopefully India can do it. India can do it. They have the capacity to do it, and we should be able to get there. We want India to qualify for the finals, and today we want them to win. We want an Armageddon too. Let's hope that India can get there here.
yeah. So even if India just get 3.5, we are still in for an Armageddon, guys. So cheer up. We still have a very good chance.
Yeah, it's a
India
little saddening, but
get 3.5.
let's have a look at the games,
So
shall we? Let's see
yeah,
where exactly India went wrong. Just give me a moment. Until then, we'll just see the results and I will just have a look at the games. We just discuss the games and see where we could have gone better, where we could have gone worse. Let's have a look at that.
Ayush says Harika could have pushed for more, but Ayush, the point is Harika was the first game that ended. So you really can't predict what. I'm sure if she knew, right, that the match would have panned out this way, she probably would have definitely tried something else. Because as I said earlier, the board points do not matter over here. In case of one match each, it does not matter. By the way, guys, I shall be back right away. I just would have to check on my dad online class, so I'll just be back in a minute. And any questions can be posted here in the chat, and we shall be very glad to answer all that we can.
Definitely.
Anurag, what time does the next round start?
Next
Is it in
round
15
starts at
minutes
about
from?
3:30, like 15 minutes. So until then, we can
Yeah.
have a look at the games. India has definitely not been knocked out of the Olympiad. We still have a chance to come back, guys. So let's hope for something positive in the next game. And until then, like let's just quickly have a look at the game. Let me just switch this. Yeah, I think we have the games.
Nagesh, the next round will begin in another 10 minutes. So
15 minutes,
round should begin
30
by
minutes.
3:30 p.m.
3:30 minimum, like it doesn't begin before 3:30. So let's have a look at the games and see where we
Let's just
stand.
say another 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, so let's have a look at the game between Vishy and see where he went wrong here actually.
Anurag, can't really see your screen sharing.
I've already shared my screen, Andy. I think you should be able to see it.
Can't.
Just check your proper window, like you should be able to see it.
I can't. Oh, it's fine, no problem.
No, I'll show it to you. One moment, guys. Can you see my screen now?
I can't. It's just a blank screen, so I can't see.
Well, okay, like I don't know what the issue is, but let's continue with it anyways. I've shared my screen with you.
Yeah.
So e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4. Let's look at Vidit's Vishy's game first because we have not really seen the middle part of it. We did see the opening a4, g6, and this was met with bishop e2. Bishop g7, castle, castle. We did see all of this earlier. Bishop e3, knight c6, queen d2. Let's go to the point where we stopped actually. f3, bishop e6, rook d1. We had seen all of this during the stream. And after this, rook c4, he did go with queen f2. This is where we left here. And queen f2 is overprotecting the pawn to open up knight d5 as an idea. The other move possible would have been queen e7. But I think black is okay after queen c7 here. It doesn't really change much. So queen f2, queen a5, and that was met with knight d5. The idea was clearly apparent of this move, queen f2. Rook into d5 and b5, using this as a pin. And that was met with b3. Now, one thing, guys, like here, if possible, you should try to avoid playing a move like b3 in this position. Nandi, are you with me?
I'm actually waiting for the live stream because I can't really see your screen, so I can't. I think I'll just be quiet here and you can just continue.
You can set up screen share on Google Meet and call on Zoom. No, actually, we are calling on Skype here, and things are okay here for us. She's not able to see because of some reason. But are you guys able to see in the stream? Like, are you all able to see me? Like, are you all able to see? Like, chat is saying the screen
Yeah,
froze. Like,
yeah,
please
your
let me know,
leeches is
guys.
visible on the stream. It's
So
visible
the
because I'm
stream is
watching the
fine, right?
stream.
Like, everything is fine on the stream, guys. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Y'all can see the moves, right? Yes, I think things are fine on the stream. So let's just continue and let's see here. I think the stream is fine. Yes, everybody is fine in the stream. I checked out the stream myself. Everything is fine. Once again, guys, are new, you can definitely hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Great to have you here. And hopefully India wins and comes back in the next match. Let's do a quick recap of the games. So one
Okay,
important
by the
thing
time you
is,
go through the game, I'll just be back. Okay, Anurag, I'll just be back in a minute.
yeah, definitely. So one important thing, guys, here is that you wouldn't want to play something like b3 in this position if possible, because then, like once black gets on the c file, the c2 pawn becomes a very strong weakness. Let's say after black establishes rook c3 and b4, now it is black who is definitely going to try for much more here because the c2 pawn is a backward pawn and it's a big problem for us later down in the game. So if possible, you should preferably avoid playing b3 there. Rook d2 and rook c8 was met with rook e1. So white's idea is clear. He's going to defend it from the side. That's a good idea because you don't want to defend it like this. Rook into b3 will be immediately a big problem for us. So rook e1 to defend it from the side. Also, maybe white was looking forward to something like e5 down the road. h3. Again, I don't know the point of h3 here, but maybe Anand was actually, I don't know the point of h3 here. I don't know why he played h3, but maybe he was not finding a good plan or a good move to continue. So I felt like h3 again. h3 is not what I would want to play in this position, but Anand goes with it. Let's see, queen c7 and rook e2, a5, king h1. So I think Anand's plan is just to wait. Vishy is just trying to wait around here, make a few moves, and try to see what happens. Like he's waiting for black to show off his idea. I think h3 was not really needed in that position, but okay, let's see. Queen e6, king h1, and black has significantly improved and white is just making two moves here. I mean, white doesn't have a realistic plan to do. It is black who will keep pressing and trying to do some improvement, and that's what we see here. Rook e3. Finally, white tries to do something, and I think h3 was a drawback because of this more h4 coming down the road. But okay, let's see what happens. Queen f4, rook into c3, rook into c3, rook d1, rook c5, rook d2. Again, Anand will be playing these moves for a while, maybe. Let's see. g5, and actually black is looking forward to open up with g4 here, create some imbalance. Rook e2, king g7, queen d4 check, and that was met with f6. See, in this position now, black is definitely better. So white is trying to get rid of the queens and make life a little bit easier here. After queen g3 though, you cannot really go queen e1 because the c2 pawn is hanging here. So that wouldn't be possible. So queen e3 played out. queen e5, queen f2, queen f4, and g3. I think maybe white could have tried something like queen d4. Actually, maybe queen c1 could be an issue. We'll lose the c2 pawn. So Anand may have just tried g3 to try to open up and maybe try something going here. 1 minute. Nandi, are you back on the stream? You can definitely share your inputs.
Yeah, I'm back.
Queen c1 check, and we cannot go hard on him. I agree with you. Vishy is not too old, though. I don't agree with you, Raghunandan. Vishy, we cannot say it that way. He was definitely playing the strongest opponent. We know that Duda is in great form also. In this entire tournament, he has played very well. And as you can see, the rating also, he plays a lot of online chess. You can see it right on the screen there. 2947, one of the, I think, in the top 5 already on Lee Chess. Sorry, on chess.com, my bad. And Queen e2, Queen e5, Queen f2, Queen c3. And what black is doing is, you might feel like he's just making a few moves. One important thing is he's trying to gain some time on the clock and just keep going in this position. Try to shuffle around his pieces and ensure that he doesn't commit to a plan immediately here. Rook e2, rook e5, rook e3, queen c6, g4, h4. One weakness has been created now after h4. That was what helped him in the later stages of the game. The f4 is a weakness, and now you can see this plan that has opened up. The king can do a walk once the queens are off the board. So slowly improve. Nice instructive game here by Duda. Rook d2, rook c3, queen e2. It's a little boring, but it's definitely very instructive. This is the way you would want to play in a position which is completely dry. Queen f2, king e6, and that's what we see. After that g4 weakness, the king gets a nice waypoint here into white's camp. Very nicely done here by Duda. It's an unfortunate result for us, but Duda played a very nice game anyways. Queen f4, rook d1, king f7, rook f1, queen e3. And the point of king f7 you would see is very strange, but I think here he was just trying to gain time on the clock, down to 1 minute, so trying to gain some time, shuffling around the pieces. And let's see what happened. Rook f2, king e6, same moves repeating. Rook c5, king e5, improved that. Then e6, I think. Okay, he captures rook c2 directly. e6 also would have been interesting, but maybe Duda did not want to do that. He went with rook c2. I think here onwards he was sure of his win. So rook c3, and we did see what happened after this. King e7, king c7, rook a3, and after this the king took all the way to the other side. Very long game. Rook a2, and this was just to gain time. Once again, you're down to 8 seconds is a good strategy here. Just play some few moves, don't repeat the position, but gain some time and then go with your plan. So the few seconds could be very crucial and important. Here you can't go with rook f6 because rook a1 is a mate. And after this, rook f2, rook f3, Anand just had enough, because now king h3 and then king g4, and just 2 pawns up, 2 connected pawns. That's a simple win for black. So guys, we have another 4 minutes, and let's just look at what exactly happened in Divya's game, because this was also very important for us. We had left, I think, right here in this position after bishop f6. Queen d2, rook b8, rook b1, bishop f5, and rook into b2, and she found a nice tactic going here. Bishop into d3, a double attack here. So white decides to play rook d1, and then bishop into b2, and queen into d3. I think in general situations you should capture queen into b2 in this position, because then you have an opposite kill of bishops, and it's much easier to play against with that on the board. But queen into d3 played out by white. Very interesting decision actually. I don't really like it, but she did do this. After that, queen e7, queen into d5 is met with queen into e3. So white played bishop f2, and this was met with d4. Once again, bishop d4 will be met with rook d8. So you cannot really go with that. Let's say queen c4, and we can simply do bishop into d4, and then queen e1 check, and yes, it will be time for white to resign. So rook b1 played, and here onwards, I think Divya, if she had, it would make a big difference actually, because she did lose, but still, we would have hoped that Divya could have converted this game. And yeah, if she wins actually, what is the situation, Andy? Like if Divya had won this, we would be able to draw the game. Is that the case?
Yeah.
We
If
would be
Divya
able to
won,
draw this, right? Yeah, I think Divya had good
if
chances.
Divya had won, it would. Yeah, if Divya had won, it would still have been 3-all.
Yeah, exactly. Now, normally, once again, you don't want to get yourself in these pins, unfortunately. Like, this is not a good situation to be in. But I think Divya was losing d4 pawn. That's why I think she played queen b4, which is a good way to defend it. Bishop e1 was met with queen a3. The queen exchange is okay here. And queen c4 is where things should have been done differently, because white set up a small trap here. After rook e8, we had queen d5 as a double attack here, and that sealed a deal. But I think bishop c3 would
Yeah.
have been good enough here in this position, right? I think bishop c3 would
I
not
think
come.
we did check this bishop c3 earlier, right? So I think that we can probably there's just 2 minutes for 3:30.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, I
see if
have
the
the
pairings
game.
are out.
Yeah, the pairings are out, right? Yeah, I think I completely forgot, guys. Like, let's see the pairing. Actually, that's more important. Let's just quick. Sorry, this is not the one. Let's just see whether the pairings are out and just quickly. Yeah, the board pairings are out, definitely. No, the board pairings are not out. What is this happening? Team pairings. The pairing is
What
not
time
yet
is the round?
out. 3:30. So
Yes, what Alex said is perfect. He says he knows India lost, but no problem. Everyone makes mistakes, and we have to learn from our mistakes and avoid
we have the
making them in the
pairings.
future.
Sorry, I
That's
think
right.
it comes right in that list. So it's down there, guys. You can see on the screen. I was making a mistake. So we see that
Uh,
we have the same continuation, but we have two changes on the board, and that's on the youngsters there. Praggananadhaa comes in for Nihal, and Vantika comes in for Divya. Those are the only two changes. We see that Vidit will be continuing on, and Anand will be playing on. So no hurry today.
okay, so
Uh,
Vantika
I
has
think
got in here.
the strategy is Vantika playing with the white pieces. She's been
She's
formidable with the
yeah,
white
she's
pieces.
been
So.
good with the white pieces, I guess.
Exactly. So I think it is Vantika who will be trying for more. Vidit again with the white pieces, and this time not playing against Wojtasek. I think he's playing against Gajewski Grigors, who has come in. And like they have a change. They have only one change, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. They
Yeah.
have only one change, which is Gajewski Grigors comes in for Wojtasek. Surprising. That's a very surprising change,
I,
right? Like, if you go
I
to see.
exactly unless Anurag, maybe it has to do something against the Catalan, maybe the repeters. If that's the only logic I could have made out of this, because when you just beat with it in game one, you want to, they always say, why change a winning combination, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, Nihal has come, Nihal has been substituted, although he has won, and Praggananadhaa has come in. Vantika has come in. That is fine. Like, Divya did lose, so Vantika came in. But Vidit and Anand continue. Hari doesn't come in here this time. And
And Anurag,
this,
before we start, could you just also share your screen, please? Because we can't really
Yeah.
see. Could you
the
just
games have
reshare your
already
screen?
started, guys. So I have them on the screen. Let me just quickly fix this for them. And can you see my screen now, at least?
Amod asks, why are they not playing Hari? The problem, Amod, is that
It's actually a blank screen, Anurag.
uh, sorry,
Why is
Amod,
it
the
a
problem
blank
is
screen,
that
90? Like, 1 minute, guys. Like,
We can see ourselves. The camera, we can see ourselves, but we can't really see when you share something.
it's on the top there. Like, are
no,
you on the top right? Like, are you able to see
Arya,
anything?
I'm sure that's not the reason. That's not the reason, Arya. I mean, he probably played in the Polish league, but I don't think that is the reason. The thing is that Hari would have to play on board 2, and Vidit will be playing on board 1, and Vidit does not have such a great score against Duda.
Okay, 1 minute,
No,
guys.
Anurag.
Like, let's just fix this, and we're just back in 1 second. We have the game on the board for you. We'll move to the second game, and we'll keep Vidit's game also. I think Vidit will be trying for something more, and just come back with you in 1 second. be having them join shortly. They have some technical issue. We'll be having them join shortly in a moment. So just stay tuned and let's have some of the games play out here. So actually, let's just quickly see Humpy's game where she is, and I'll just be back. So guys, I think we are having some issue with Nandi and Neeraj. Their computer is probably having some issue. We'll come back with them. They will join us in a while once they restart the system. Sorry about that. But let's have a look at the game and see where we stand here. So at the moment, we'll just stick to the live goats and then later do a coverage like later do a roundup after this. Yeah, we are audible now, guys. Like we have yeah, I think I understand, like, it's faster than this and all. I think it's better than this thing, Google this, but next time we'll do that. Hopefully India qualified, we have again like this today, but let's see what is happening on the board right now. Okay, so with it with white pieces, looks like he's having something good going here. Queen h7 is a strong threat. So of course black will have to either play g6 or f5 maybe. One of these moves will be needed from black, but I think Vidit looks to be in good shape here. Even after g6, we do have a weakness. Like I think g6 looks more realistic, but we can exploit it with h4, h5. So at the moment here, we look quite good. Okay, this board has not yet come. Let's just quickly switch this. We have only 5 boards here live, guys. Like, so 6 board is awesome. Wish. Yes. So we have all the boards now. And let's see what Vantika is up to, because we're hoping that Vantika can get something good going for us. At the moment, white looks slightly better. Vidit is going for mate, of course, yes, but I'm sure that black will find that and will not allow it. But Humpy, Humpy has also gone for a complicated variation, which is a good sign, because after a5 we have an extra pawn on the board. It's good to have complications. So knight e5 is a possibility. The point is a into b5 is indeed a strong threat. Let's see if that happens or works out for white. e4 is what white goes for though. Monica is going for e4. Let's see. getting the song center, but I like the position because we need a win here from one of these players, and Humpy can definitely go for it in this complicated position because there's an imbalance. An imbalance is very important for white, for either side to play for a win, and Humpy maybe should try for more in this game. Let's see if that happens. Yeah, let's look at Harika's game. What? No, Harika is not looking passive. I think this is definitely a preparatory move. We'll come back to the opening later, guys. We'll see the opening later. But I think white is looking good here, guys. I like Harika's position from white side. The king on e2 is quite safe, and white is immediately going to get the rooks on the board. I don't think she's passive in any sense here. The first round, Arnav, India lost. India lost the first round. So we're on the second game now. India needs a must-win situation for us. If India wins here, then we move on to the Armageddon. Once again, guys, thank you for being with us and joining us on our stream. If you haven't, then you can like the stream and subscribe to our channel too. In the meantime, I'll see if I can route in Nandi. I'll route in Nandi and Neeraj here. 1 minute. Guys, I'll have Nandi and Neeraj joining us in a brief moment. I'll just in a Okay, guys, we're getting in Nandi and Neeraj here in a moment. I think. Yeah, I think we have you all back on the stream. So, can you talk, Nandi?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We can definitely continue.
Okay, so guys, hopefully you all can hear her clearly, and yeah, let's just continue with the analysis. Some issue on their side.
I think the quality of the video is again gone, right?
Yes, I mean that's okay. I had set it up for you earlier, but now they are restarted the computer. They have messed up some settings. It's okay, Nandi. Next time I'll improve it for you next time. Right now, let's just focus on the game and hope that if India goes to the Armageddon, we'll get you better quality. Okay?
If possible, just move. Anurag, I always tell this. Can you please move the board a bit to the right, a bit towards the center? Just try to move it a little because I always find it a bit too much in the corner. Always, I don't like it in the corner.
Okay. Well, is it better now? Hopefully, it's
I
better.
can't really
And I
see
think
your screen. You have not really shared your screen.
I have already
So
shared my
I'm
screen, Nandi, and hopefully now you can see the screen.
Now I can see the screen.
Exactly. So it was an issue on your side, but let's just move along and stay with the game. So here we
Okay.
have we have an interesting game on the board between Harika, Rook e8. Let's just stick to the live board. Rook e8 on the board, and king can easily escape. I like white structure. This is massive pawn chain here, very nicely placed with the light square bishop. That's a benefit actually. So especially a d5 pawn, and Harika goes with queen d1 here. That's interesting. What is the idea of queen d1?
Also, what about the c4 square? Like, is white never worried about it?
I think white is trying to shift the queen to the other side and then attack this d5 pawn. Now that's a serious threat. So if knight c4, guys, we have queen f3 and we immediately win the d5 pawn. That's a weakness. So by the time we see that, let's just see what Vantika is up to, because she's down to on time slightly, but the position looks excellent for white. This bishop has not been well
it looks
placed.
really good for her.
d6
Yeah.
pawn is weak, and we
But
have
it
a
is
brilliant knight here on c4.
Anurag, I do have. It seems very different to me because Vantika usually always plays the Catlin, but here it does not look like she has played the Catlin structure. So what exactly happened?
Yeah, we had something different. We'll come back to that later. We'll cover up on it later after the game. But at the moment, we have a brilliant structure. And this is something with Tromposky, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks
I'll just
like
take a
the
brief look.
Trompos
Yeah, it's
kind
like
of thing,
something
yeah.
the Tromposky structure with bishop g5, bishop f6. But queen c8 on the board. And I think Vantika has one idea of going knight b3 and targeting the d5, a5 pawn. The d6 pawn is also a weakness. And the bishop on g7 is also not something to be proud of for black here. I think white looks good. I wonder if knight b3 immediately wins a pawn also. Or like the point is that suppose we go with knight b3. Let's just remove this. Queen c7, knight into a5. But do we have rook into a5, knight into a5, and something to do with f5, shielding this knight, and after ef5, capture back on a5? Some tactics coming, guys, but let's not go too deep. We'll do this later. Let's stick to the live boards and see what Vidit is up to. After queen e4, bishop e8, bishop d3, we have f5 played out, so this knight becomes a very strong piece here. Queen f4 and knight c6. I was thus thinking maybe queen f3 to support, prevent knight c6 would be slightly, have some merit to it. But Vidit thinks otherwise, goes with queen f4, knight c6. One important thing is Vidit is in the good position here, and he can definitely try for much more than a draw here. He's definitely looking forward to a win.
I think he's trying to also exploit the light squares immediately by playing the move e4, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to exploit the light squares.
I would a little bit shy away from e4 here, because immediately after queen d6, I think white will now need to play something like bishop c2. But then knight into e5, d into e5, and something like queen d2 coming on the board could make things a little bit interesting. Like, black may get some counterplay. Although I think maybe bishop c4 another move, and rook a d1 is one more possibility. Vidit will decide which one is better for him and accordingly go with it. But Vidit looks to be in a position which he is definitely pressing, and looks like a good position for white here. Once again, thank you guys for joining us and bearing with us with the technical issue that we had.
Yes.
But yeah, let's get started.
And guys, if you guys are new over here, definitely do leave a like on the stream. That's definitely going to help us reach a lot more people, and do get your friends too. When you do share our link, our channel link, and do get as many people as possible whenever we are live streaming.
Yeah, by the way, Anurag, while I was away, I just was keeping tabs on the games. Vantika has a beautiful position, doesn't it, right?
Exactly. Vantika has a beautiful position.
Yeah,
Humpy is down to 4 minutes here. Not a good sign. Let's see what is happening, because after castle, we had left you here, guys. After e4, bishop d2, bishop into d2, knight into e4, a into b5, a into b5 and knight g5, exploiting the spin. Now, black is 2 pawns up at the moment, right? Yeah, 2 pawns up. So even if she loses the exchange, it's okay. But I wonder what's happening here. Looks very janky. Like after knight into d2, this is hanging. I wonder what is happening. Queen into d2 played up by white, but white is just 2 pawns down. Neeraj looks good for black, right?
Rook a7. A7, yeah.
Humpy is spending time on the clock for some reason. Oh, there is some queen f4.
Where would you go?
But I think the rook a7 defends the f7 pawn, right? So I think rook a7 makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
So
rook a6, maybe there is some queen f4 ideas, or maybe knight into f7, king into f7, and queen f4. Yeah, rook a6. I think knight into f7, king into f7, and queen f4 could be interesting.
I still have a question. Even if there is queen f4.
Yeah.
I mean, if white ever captures b8, the rook is on a6, you always have queen into g5.
Exactly, but that's why I was saying rook knight into f7 first, right? So if rook a6, let's just get that. Knight into f7, king into f7, then queen f4 check,
and then queen
into b8.
Okay.
So rook a7 takes care of it. Now knight into f7, there's the
Yeah.
rook supporting from the other side. So I think white will most likely be looking forward to d5. But I think black has got a good position here. What is happening? Like, looks like black is good. Only thing is that black is down on time. That's a big problem. I think you can just castle here and be okay. I don't see this to be like a problem for black here. She's 2 pawns up, guys, and looks good to me. She just castles. I think things are fine.
Yeah.
The only issue is she's down to 3
Anyway,
minutes
d to
25
e6.
seconds.
I think d6 is anyway not possible. So the queen on d2 would be hanging.
Yeah,
So
I think Shrey is right about that. Castle is definitely looking good. Every game that we're looking at is looking good for us. Let's look at the Polish fighter. Vishy looks to be in decent shape here. Surprisingly, all the games are looking good here for us guys, and we are
looking
really
good
happy.
now
Like,
this round.
this round looks good, heading towards a good direction. Vidit is especially in good shape, so he plays rook a
I
d1
think we did not.
and g5 coming
Okay,
on the board.
after
Okay,
this game,
that
I
does.
think we did not check out Prag's game. I think,
Yeah, we have
right?
not
We can
checked
check
out
it out
Prag's
later.
game. Let's just have a look at it. But Vidit has sacrificed the pawn, but you can see the king is pretty weak here, so it opens up a lot of
Bishop
possibilities
c4.
on the board.
Why
Bishop
not just
c4,
capture on
the king
f5?
will just. I think we just capture on f5 with
Actually,
the bishop
bishop
here.
c4 is not necessary. Yeah.
I think we
Bishop
just
F-
capture
I
on
think bishop
f5,
f5.
or we can get rook e1 here and allow black to capture on c3 and then capture with the queen on f5. That makes
Queen
even more
f5, yeah.
sense. Yeah, that's also possible. But Vidit looks in very good shape here, guys, and we're really happy. Humpy,
Okay,
and
so
we'll look at
let's
Prag's
go
game.
on to Prag's game.
Prag also looks to be in decent shape here, but I think maybe some issues here on this. You cannot go knight c4
Yeah.
here, can we? Prag is taking his time. He's down to 5 minutes, not a big difference in time actually. But knight c4, is it possible? White can play knight c4, dc4, and play bishop b4 and consolidate there.
Anurag, the question is, do you like that pawn structure, the a4, b5, c4? I personally would not like it because it feels like there's a nice fix there for white, and no, I mean with the black pawn on c4, I meant.
Black pawn on c4. Okay, you mean like after knight c4, knight into c4,
After
knight
knight
into c4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
you
like
don't
this
like that
pawn
structure.
structure.
So black is looking to play, I expect, queen a6 here temporarily. So white is looking forward to maybe play bishop b4. Maybe not immediately, because after rook c1, queen c1, we get bishop into b4 going, and then we get a pass pawn. I think white will not be happy about it. So maybe he goes queen
But I
b2,
think with
or he
queen
goes knight
a6, what is
d3.
his idea? Is immediate idea is knight c4, is it? That's the first question.
Yeah, immediate idea is definitely looks like knight c4. Seems like the idea.
Maybe
I
rook
think
b8,
black will.
knight c4.
I think knight c4 directly. Black is definitely looking to play knight c4 immediately on the board here, because that's the only way he can progress and create some problems for black. I think Shrey, I think
What are
Vidit
the
did not.
chances? What are the
Vidit never
chances
lost
that we
his.
see an exchange sack?
We could definitely not see an exchange at that early, but we'll stay very sync with the game. I think here Vidit has never lost his advantage. He maintains a very nice advantage as long as the queens are on the board. The moment these queens go off the board, yeah, things get a little bit of an
Black
issue.
would in fact be better, I believe.
Yeah, black can also become better, because if you see all the pawns on the dark squares and light square bishop here, so that is very favorable for him in the end game. So we need Vidit to create some good tactical possibilities on the board here. It's very important for us to get that. I wonder,
Rook
even if
f1,
I think rook a1 also makes sense if he wants to keep
d1.
more pieces on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to trade the rooks here. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you followed every game?
Yeah, we are really following every game. Vantika, let's see what she has done. So one thing Vantika did is, in this position after rook e8, actually here, queen c8, she doesn't go for knight b3, but rather goes for queen h4 and plays f5. So f5, what it does is just shields this bishop in. And it was important to start with queen h4 for that, because if you play f5 directly, black can maybe try to activate the bishop h6. So queen h4 supports
what about
that.
knight e5 as well?
Knight e5 is okay. Like, you can take on e5. Knight e5 is not a problem, right? And f into e5,
Okay.
you have some f6 coming in. So that's after here also you can play knight e5. But I think knight into e5,
Yeah,
with f into
I think
e5, you have f6.
a move like g5 for black just seals the bishop in,
Yeah,
and the bishop's never coming out.
The bishop
So
becomes
that
a
would be bad.
terrible piece here on g7. So that's very
Yeah.
important. So rook queen d8 played out, and now we have rook e1, queen e7, rook f3. And I think finally black has had enough and goes with knight e5, where white just plays rook h3 and f6, and this bishop is terribly placed here. The only thing is black is playing a little faster.
Knight's got to e3 now, and probably changing its route.
See, once again, Botu, like we don't want to show off the engine analysis because we are not looking at it ourselves, and we want to give a human insight on it. And I feel like that is much more enjoyable and fun if we know what is happening. Like life is never interesting if you already know what is happening, right? So I like to definitely keep it be in the loop here and try to figure it out myself. It will also help you improve your chess when you try to guess the moves. That's an important, like one of the best ways to improve your chess is to watch some live games and try to guess the moves yourself rather than look at the engine and know the what is happening anyways. Plus engine also sometimes gives evaluations which are very uneven. Then you don't calculate like an engine anyways. So I think this is much better and we enjoy it like this. After b3 I think now white is maybe in the end game it will always be a problem for black because knight c4 is there, and once all the pieces, just picture like all the pieces are off the board, that's this beautiful waypoint for this king to just take a march towards the b5 square in the end
That's
game.
that's a very important point. Many times, black completely forgets about this because of the pressure that black is facing. She would think that let me just exchange some pieces to release the pressure, and then suddenly, you forget the aspect of the king entry in the end game. And I think it's very important that you, in fact, pointed this out for the viewers.
Exactly. This is a beautiful march here. The king can definitely do a nice march. We did see this something similar in the last game between Vishy and Duda. He did a similar
Duda.
kind of march
Yeah.
with the king. But now let's stay with the Singh because Humpy down to 1 minute 20. What is happening? So Monica has the right idea. She's trying to complicate things. Now queen into g5 is met with queen into d6. But yeah, I was worried about knight a6.
Knight
Now
a6.
queen a3, we easily have b4 coming in. Humpy is definitely looking better here. What is she doing? E into d5 is winning us a
I
pawn.
think
E takes d5 is just 3 pawns up,
I
right?
think
No,
she
white
just
white does
she
have
just
bishop takes d5. No, white doesn't have bishop takes d5. That's getting crazy.
I think she just wasted a move by playing queen c5. Maybe she just
Exactly,
missed
like
knight
in
a6.
this queen c5 is a bad
Or
move because
she's
after knight
actually
a6, queen
playing on
e3,
Humpy's time, so
she's
she
just
must have
playing on
just missed
Humpy's
knight
time.
a6.
Like
Right?
I think black can
I don't
easily go
know.
ed5.
Not a wise thing to do.
Not a
They're
wise thing to
talking
do.
about
I
the
completely
woman.
agree.
They're talking
Like
about the woman world number 3.
h6 is simple here. Rook e8 is also possible. I don't know what Monica is trying to achieve here. White is black is
Humpy
simply
OP
better,
in the
guys.
chat, guys.
Humpy OP. Humpy should be able to.
Let's
Humpy
hope
should
this
not
comes.
blunder. We
3
don't need
pawns
a
up, guys.
blunder.
3 pawns up.
3 pawns up. Rook
Yeah.
e8 is simple. Queen f4, we have rook f6. Queen h4, we have h6. Queen d2 played out. h6 should be the move now. Just drive
H6,
that
I
knight
think
back.
is pretty good.
Maybe h6. h6 invites knight e4.
Knight e4. I think still we have rook
maybe
into
you could just
e4,
go.
bishop e4, and knight c5. That is also winning for us. Like it's winning in many different ways.
Knight c5, knight b4.
Okay, yes.
Knight b4 though. What is this?
I like knight b4.
I think knight d3 is an idea.
I really like knight b4. The idea is just to make sure a5 is not falling and d5 is not falling. So
and also to
Humpy's like,
rotate the knight, and also d5 is protected. Humpy has found a nice move here, guys. Not complicating things, keeping it even more simple. Like
yeah.
very nice to see this. Humpy is going to win this most likely, but down to 42 is not really a pleasant sight to see here. 42 seconds, guys. That is hopefully she pulls through. Not a very pleasant sight to see 42 seconds on the board. Let's see if there's anybody else who's having less time. Elegance Ricks, Harika always keeps more time on the clock, and the position looks to be equal at the least. What is better normally in such positions? Does c4 immediately win here, Neeraj?
White is slightly better.
White is slightly better.
I like white slightly more.
The bishop, I mean, the knight is stuck on a5.
Is it a knight trap? By the way, I just wanted. Okay.
Looking for the free pawn first.
So if you go with
maybe
c4 here, maybe black can get knight b3 and get the knight back in. But still, white looks to be pressing here. So in every position we see,
yeah, I thought
India is looking better.
I thought that was a better option.
India.
King f8
Now king f8 c4. I think Harika is keeping it this way simple. Even here, I think the knight is having some issues, guys. Like king c2 and the knight can very well get trapped here. White is definitely better with the bishop here on the board because you do have some weaknesses and you can create weaknesses very easily. So the knight is out of the game at the moment, although it can come with knight c6 back in the game.
By the way, Alex in the chat, we love you sending all these messages, but if a small request would be maybe if you could just undo the caps lock, that would be great. So you can just type in normal instead of all capitals.
Yeah, it's weird seeing with engine analysis. That's what, like, those engines are anyways not that great, and it's not really wise to see it with engines. Yeah, it's crazy, definitely. Like, Yeah, definitely. We'll be sorting out our mods later after Olympiad is over. So please join us regularly on our stream so we know who you are, and
Yeah.
then we can definitely make you a mod for sure. But do join us regularly, and we're glad to have once again a good chat here with us. If you haven't already, then hit the like button, help us reach 50 at the least, and then we can
Yeah.
hope for 100 also. Thank you, guys.
Anurag, so I think we have definitely seen. Let's quickly just touch upon Vantika's ones. Let's
Vantika
just look
has.
at Vantika's.
Oh, we have a very good position here, guys. Like, this looks terrible for the king, but.
You say oh, and I actually got scared the way you said oh.
Oh, like you don't need to be. I think simply knight c4 and then knight c. There is no way that black can do anything in this position. All white needs to
Yeah,
be is very careful. Even Deshmukh
I
queen
think
e2 and
Vantika is
shifting
just
the
going to
queen
be moving
is.
around the pieces a little.
Yeah, I think black is just trying to run away with the king somewhere. Rook e1 though, I think it's a waste. I don't think it's needed. But I think white is aiming for knight
She
c4.
played
Knight c4, knight takes c4, knight takes c4,
just
e5 break.
Yeah, e5 break. I like
the
that. Like
pawn
knight
disappeared.
c4, knight into c4, knight into c4, and somewhere later white can try e5 break on the position. Like that would be crazy, but it is very interesting and going to probably happen. Could happen.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Like king f8, we have knight c4 popping in. Let's have a track between Prag because Prag is
Bishop on
down on
G7.
time.
It's like such a lovely sight to see the bishop on G7. Of course, if it's your opponent.
Are we losing a pawn here in Prag's game, guys? This is not
Yeah, it
looking
looked
great.
like.
Looked like we're losing a pawn here. Oof, that's unfortunate. If you lose the pawn, probably it's losing the game also. Like that's not really good.
Yeah, the a4, d5 pawn are extremely weak.
I don't know why Prag did this. Like, he played queen f6 in this position, and after rook c8, he just loses a simple pawn.
Did he just blunder?
Probably he blundered, unless he has something planned for it. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. But at least on the other boards, we have seen 2-3 boards that white is looking good. Parth, please don't spam the chat. We will definitely ensure that in the future. Otherwise, we will definitely put you in a timeout if you're doing this. Like, we cannot make such
you are getting the timeout part. I'm sure that this is not how a mod should be behaving if we had to make you mod as well. So please.
Yeah, definitely. Please don't do that. Please don't spam in the chat. That's not very nice. And thank you guys for helping us reach 51. Lovely chat here once again. Bishop e8, and hopefully India win this and we have an Armageddon. That would be really exciting to watch. But I think at the moment here in this game, black looks slightly better, or well, white's e5 pawn is a little bit of a problem, but Vishy is looking for bishop g6. Vishy is up on time. At least he would not lose this game is what I feel. At least he will not lose this game. And if he doesn't lose, I think on the other boards we're doing quite well. Let's take a quick browse on the Vidit's game.
Anurag,
oh, we have nice thing happening here. I think we have a triple attack here.
Is up on time too. He's having 2 minutes extra. I think that's a very good thing.
I think it's winning already. This is a blunder. This is a blunder, guys.
Bishop
Queen g6 is forced. It's a double attack. Like, there is no defense, guys. I think we should be winning here. Maybe black even resigns immediately. I think too many ideas. Queen h7. There is no defense needed. It's like, what will you do? Queen g6 and queen into h6 coming by force.
Queen g6 the checkmate there.
Yeah, I think this is a triple attack needed. It's like like a quadruple attack here. And what is the fifth one? It is quintuple. Like we have a quintuple attack: bishop d5, queen g6, queen f6, queen h6. What is that? That should be a mate somehow or the other.
Queen h7 mate, right?
Queen h7. There is king f8, but it's not a mate.
Queen takes h6.
It's a mate definitely. We should see a lovely mate here coming in. Queen g6 and queen into h6. By the way, Humpy won apparently. Let's have a look at that. I think India is going to win this one and take it to the Armageddon, guys, because here we have bishop h7.
We are going to the Armageddon, guys.
Yeah. This is definitely a mate. King g8, bishop h7, king f7, queen g6 check, king f8, queen f6 check, bishop f7, and queen h6 is a mate.
F7, queen h8, bishop g8, queen takes g8. Thank you very much.
Queen bishop g6 check. Bishop g6 is a force mate. If king comes up, bishop h5 check, and then queen g6. If the king goes back, we just go queen h7, queen h8, and then queen f6, or queen h6 is an immediate mate here. Queen h7, queen h8, bishop g8, and then queen h6 is a mate. So
queen h6 is an
immediate mate here, guys.
Guys, India 2-0.
India 2-0 up here. We are definitely looking forward to an Armageddon here, guys. Amazing. Humpy has
seen
also
Ramadan.
managed to win this. Let's just quickly look at what Humpy did in that position. So how did this happen? Like, after this, we have Monica did not play it. I think she was trying for the time. Humpy very cool and calm after h4, not even bothering to drive this knight back. Bishop
Let me
f5,
improve my bishop.
queen f4, rook f6, bishop queen d2, bishop d3. Not even concerned to drive this knight back. Rook f4. Finally, she deems it necessary. Rook e2. The rook is entered inside. After that comes knight c2 and rook into f6. She just goes queen f6 and rook into a5, rook e1 check, and that's it, guys. Like, you're winning a queen. And Monica is still hoping, maybe. I think Monica is hoping for a disconnection here, so she continues. And after bishop into d5, Humpy's electricity holds its cool, and we managed to win this one. Knight h5,
By the way,
queen b6.
both of you are asking what is the Armageddon, and Armageddon is a one-off game where white gets 5 minutes, black gets 4 minutes. So white gets time odds. So white has a minute extra. There is no increment on the clock, but black gets results odd. So that means if it ends in a drop, it is considered as a black win. And obviously, if black wins, it's a black win.
Yeah,
as well.
and the colors and the category who's going to play is going to be selected by a chit randomly by Fide.
Okay,
Just
so
random
what has happened here? Harika is.
Guys, we
I
have
think
lost
Prag
one
lost
game, guys.
his
Prag
game.
has lost his game, so that's an unfortunate result. But I think
we
we're
still
looking good in
won up.
Harika's game
Just one
also.
point up.
So Prag, we'll come back to Prag in a moment. But Vishy also is okay. Things have got complicated here, but Vishy should not lose. Hopefully, I think he's not going to. After Queen G4, things look fine for Black. I
There's
think.
Queen G4, right? Yeah.
Queen G4 E6.
I think
E6,
Black is
F3.
better here. Like, he goes for F3. Vishy is fearless. And one thing about Vishy is he never comes under time trouble. Always seems to have.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
Wonder if this was needed. Now Queen F7, Rook F1 is a strong threat.
Anurag, I think let us just along with this game, let us just touch upon Harika's game once, just to see what exactly is the situation.
Here things have gotten complicated, Neeraj, and that's not looking good. Black has got too much play now. That's why I don't like to rush in these positions. I think white has rushed somewhere, and this gives black good chances for counterplay. And down to 5 seconds, Vantika struggling a little bit here. Queen F2 though. Oh no, missing out on Queen F2 maybe. Was that really possible? Or maybe not. Let's
Queen
stick
F2
around.
had Queen A1 check and Bishop
No,
F4.
no, guys, this is not looking great. I think we are getting into some minus position here. C into D6. Is there a mate here, guys? Let's see. Oh, no, there is no mate, Neeraj. Maybe we escape. Maybe we escape, guys. Wow, that is really good. Like,
we have Queen C7.
We have Queen E1 coming in. Oh, shit, we must forget about Queen E1. So if King comes here, Queen E1 is a mate. So King H2 is forced, which is going to be met with Bishop F4. Then comes G3. Still no mate, guys. What is happening here?
Still not a mate though.
If there is no mate, we have a mate on C7 following up here. How amazing would that be? There's mate here.
You mean King B2, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bishop into D6 probably needed here. Bishop into D6, 96 is still winning for white. Like, wow.
Fine by one.
For Bishop into D6, can we go Rook takes H5?
Okay, we can go Queen takes E. Oh, Queen's Rook C4. What a find there. Rook into H5 not possible this time. Queen E2 is possible though, if Vantika is not really sure.
Yeah, Queen E2.
No, Queen into C4 is anyways a mate, Neeraj. So I think Vantika may have to repeat here. Is it? Rook E4 is a brilliant defense. Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
This game was crazy. Rook E4, Queen C2 and Rook C4. Do we have a draw here? I think Vantika will be happy with a draw at least.
We've now the other games have extreme relevance here. The match is 2-1 currently, and
actually
Vantika draws.
Yeah, Vantika draws definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, Queen C2. I think she has to play fast. She doesn't have the time either. So
even after Rook C4, we can do Queen into C4. I think after Queen B2, go King H1,
and then you can just come back with your king, right?
Exactly. I think still no mate there, but I think Vantika will not go for that. She will go with Queen E2, and we should have a draw on the board, guys.
I can't just take the risk, right?
No, I think, but Black can try. Black will try. I think here, Neeraj. Like Black might try to complicate things because Queen E8 is still not a mate here. So Black can play Queen B1, but White can take Queen into C4 there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Black doesn't have a mate there.
But Queen D7 is there for Queen B1.
There is Queen E7 and Queen A7. Shit, what am I forgetting?
No. For Queen E8, Rook C8.
Okay, black can try queen e5 though. Queen e5 is indeed a strong possibility if black wants to try. She does queen c2 and white should claim a draw with queen c2
Okay,
immediately.
white should go for the draw here. I think that should be the best result.
By the way, elegant.
She goes queen into e4.
Oh my God! Why would you go queen takes e4? Harika just won her game. You just need a draw. Probably this is still a draw, but then is it just queen c2 was a repetition, right?
Yeah, I mean you don't need this, but okay, I was worried for a second.
Okay,
that,
I think it's still a draw, guys.
It's still a draw, guys.
I think it's still a draw.
She just saw that this is a draw. She said, why to allow black to take the chance of queen b1 ideas, right?
Yeah,
why to allow it?
You should not make a mistake of playing king g1 here, though.
Anurag and me exactly had the same reaction. Anurag and me had exactly the same reaction.
Exactly the same reaction.
Okay,
I mean,
guys, it is a draw.
It's a draw. And that should secure us the win because Harika has also won the game. We have Harika win, we have Vidit win, we have Humpy win, and that's it, guys. This draw seals it for us. We are in the Armageddon.
And just like that.
We just needed a draw, and we are in the Armageddon. And Vishy
done.
might as well win this. Wow. Vishy might as well win this, right? I think Rook B1 was not winning. Okay, Vishy might not win this actually. Why is E6
Bishop
played
takes
out? Like,
king E2.
Bishop
king
takes
E2,
E6.
right?
Is he looking for Rook E5? He's looking for Rook E5, Neeraj. No, but that king into E6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand E6 at all here because Rook E5, King D6, Rook into B5, there's Rook B1 coming on the board. So, wonder what...
A4 probably. Rook takes B2. Oh, yeah,
no, he cannot really go there. So, I think this may be even winning now for white.
I think they just missed it, right?
Yeah, I think Bishop would have been better here because I feel like maybe the king would have liked an entry point like this. But, okay, I think this is winning for white guys, for black guys, sorry. So now if Rook G5 just shields the bishop.
King comes via B6, A5, A4.
Not that this is very important, but I think Vishy might also get his revenge and win this game against Duda.
But it will be a good win for Vishy.
Yeah,
exactly.
It will be a very good feeling for him.
Exactly, a moral boost here. Very important.
Statement, right?
Making a statement. Guys, again, who are new here, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. We have a crazy game here.
In the previous game,
yeah,
Duda went to win the game and it was not required. They were trying to make a statement, well, we can do it too.
Exactly. So king B3, Rook B4, King A2, Rook into B5 and Bishop B3 and we have a win here, guys. That's it.
So those of y'all who are asking for a Vishy win, here it is. the Madras Tiger has delivered.
The Madras Tiger has indeed delivered and we clean up Poland here. We wanted that.
What a time, right?
What a time to get it, guys. And King E3 and Bishop B3 and it should be resignation.
Armageddon, if you do consider, it's a really good timing to win the second round and then go for an Armageddon. I think that's a good way to go.
And he has resigned here. So the Polish guy has resigned and we have won this, guys. Let's get the score immediately on the screen. Let's just do it. First things first, let's get the score. Let's reload this and hopefully all the score. Okay, Vishy's game has not yet come, but you can see, guys, 3.5. They have won it 4.5, 1.5.
4.5, 1.5.
We lost 4-2 in the previous game, but we are back even stronger, taking it to the Armageddon. Revenge taken here, sweet revenge, and India is back. The favorites are back here. Everybody has done excellent here. Madras Tiger, Vantika, everybody played a very good game.
Now comes the main decisions you have to make. So now tell me something. If you go into an Armageddon, Prag or Nihal?
Nihal, of course. Like, it's very easy.
Nihal. It just feels like Nihal is more resourceful even in a minus position, right?
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me just resize this.
Also a very good blitz player, right?
Bullet. He's, if I'm not wrong, he was among the top 3 in Bullet a while ago.
Yeah.
Not so long ago. So.
Yeah, on chess.com.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I would go for Blitz, go with the Nihal.
Honestly, it felt like Vantika should have had the win, and some other boards could have been, okay with the.
Vantika should have had the win, and Vishy could have very well just be happy with the draw. But we see that Madras Tigers back with a win, and Vantika held the draw anyways. But it was good result for Indians, and excellent here.
Anurag, this is a huge confidence boost. As the viewers, you can see on the screen there. We're talking about the 2 male and the 2 female players. We've scored 4 out of 4.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So the juniors is something. The juniors probably something that is not psychologically going to affect that much. The guys play each other. The guys play so many tournaments, and ups and downs are there. But then the top guys, right? When you have a 4-0 in the male, in the men and the female section, it's always just going to be psychologically bad for you. So in the women, I'm sure we will see Humpy going. I think in the Armageddon. But
no, I think
Harika,
Harika will be going in the Armageddon if women is selected.
Harika,
Definitely,
because
it's an easy choice.
because of the speed she's been playing,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
thought
Humpy is
Harika,
not very
not
fast on this. Harika is definitely faster.
no,
It
but
has to.
Anurag, I have seen. Back in the day, I think there was something called, was it the Maharashtra Chess League or MCL or something, and I have seen Humpy play some exceptional blitz. So
Yes,
it was
but
just
this
close to
online chess,
postal.
Neeraj, like, so I think this is a different scenario altogether, and she's not having the best
Mhm.
connection and all. I think it is easy to decide that Harika will be playing
Exactly.
this. If the woman,
So
and by the way, Shri, I think it is the random lot they draw and they decide the
Yeah, that's
category,
correct.
and then the players are
yeah,
decided by the
Anish.
teams. So
Anish asks, what if Fide chooses the men's board? Now, if it's the men's board, who do you think would go for the Armageddon? I would pick Vidit
yeah,
probably,
Vidit will most likely be playing the Armageddon because again, Vishy is
because
not very good
I
at that
have seen.
Armageddon scene, and
There's
No, I mean Anurag.
all the players. I think he has most experience playing online too.
So
exactly.
Vishy, we have Anurag. So Vishy, we have seen playing a couple of Armageddons recently. I think in the Legends of Chess, if I'm not wrong, but he didn't do too well in it. In the sense, he was struggling on the clock, without the increment.
But there
We
is
covered
one
that.
factor, guys. One factor, Neeraj. Sorry to interrupt you, but one factor is important here. Like Vidit does not have a very good score against Duda. So if Duda is there, maybe they could go with Vidit. Maybe they could go with Vishy or Hari. I don't know if Hari can come in
I,
right now, but it could
I
be
think it's got to
Vishy.
be Duda, right?
It has got to be Duda if it's the main board, and we would prefer not to have the men's board actually, to be honest with you, because Duda is very strong in
Yeah.
blitz and fast chess. So I think we would prefer to have some in the women's or the junior category. Like juniors, it
Juniors
has to be
board.
juniors. It will be Nihal, right? Like Nihal is in the juniors, right?
Yeah, it would be Nihal, and in the girls' juniors, I think it would be Divya, right? Because Vantika just,
Yeah, girls junior
although
is a
she may be the
difficult
better.
choice. Like Vaishali is in the junior. Which
No,
category?
no,
Now?
no. Vaishali doesn't qualify as the junior. Anurag, Vaishali
Yeah,
does
Vaishali
not
doesn't
qualify
qualify as
as
junior.
the
So,
junior.
to be honest with you, Vantika and Divya is a difficult choice, but maybe Divya will be chosen because I think there is
Yeah,
one thing to be kept in mind. Divya has a lot of tricky openings up her sleeve, so
true.
she could do
And
something
she's
tricky on the board.
probably faster, at least in the opening middle game, as compared to Vantika. Vantika always plays on the increment. And one
Yeah.
important point is, in the Armageddon, we do not have an increment.
We want a
Yeah.
junior boys, guys. Like that is the best board for us. The junior boys, we have
Yeah.
Nihal and Prag, so it's easy for us. Nihal will be playing for us, so that's one. He's one of the best players in the Indian scene on the Blitz and the Bullet format. So Armageddon, we would hopefully want Nihal, but let's see. Let's see the draw. I don't know exactly where exactly that is announced, but we are staying on the board and like we are figuring where I'm on the board, and I'll just be back in 1 second, guys. Neeraj, you can continue.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, Anand, Vishy is going to be a monster in Armageddon as well. But the only reason we probably are thinking that it could be someone else is the fact that Vishy is, he's slightly the old school. I wouldn't call old generation, but not played as much online chess as somebody like a Vidit.
Yeah, Vidit has played a lot. Vishy definitely is
So,
not
and
played much.
maybe it just feels like you can't imagine Vishy going for a dirty flag, like we saw this in the Legends of Chess as well, the tournament which we covered in an Armageddon when he had 30 seconds, and if I'm not wrong, I think it was Swidler or someone who had round about the same time. Any youngster would have gone for the dirty flag, you just are going to flag, and Anand tried to find a resource when it was really not possible, and I think we do not want that. So, by the way, Docs, could you maybe just explain the format? Is it a 2 Armageddon or is it a 1? I don't know.
It
It's
is
a two Armageddon.
one.
Just a one-off.
It's
No,
just
it's
a
a two
one.
Armageddon. Two Armageddon, right? Two Armageddon, right? Guys, like I thought it is two Armageddon. Let's just verify that, yeah.
Yeah, let's just verify.
I
Yesterday,
remember watching the women Poland against Azerbaijan. There's just one game.
yeah, Anurag, I think
Just one game.
an Armageddon with 2 games doesn't make too much sense, right?
Yeah, there's one you win
Sorry,
here.
that'd be only one game. Yeah, both pairings. Like, let's just see
It
that.
is a one game.
It is a
because
one-off,
I remember
one-off. Yes.
watching it live.
So we can see it on the screen here. Armageddon yesterday Poland won in Armageddon. You can see that's a one-off game in the round 3. So it'll be a one-off. So we need one. That one game will be very crucial and important. So let's
Okay,
hope
so
that
yes,
India...
we have Abhinay in the chat. He says, so what happened until now? Can you quickly summarize? I missed the stream. Okay, so Abhinay, India started off on the back foot against Poland today in the semis. We lost 2-4. We lost match 1 of the 2 tied leg, which was we lost it 2-4, and we needed a massive comeback. We just made one change. In match 1, we had Nihal, Sarin play and Divya Deshmukh. Yeah, I think we had 2 changes there. Divya and Nihal played in match 1, and in match 2 we changed both the juniors. Prag came in place for Nihal, and Vantika came in place of Divya. And we needed a massive score, or we just needed 3.5. We needed some massive results early on, and the top 4 guys, Anand, Vishy, Vidit, Humpy, and Harika just crushed the opponents 4-0 on the top 4 boards. Prag had a bad game and lost, and Vantika had after playing an exceptional game, which we thought was the sure shot victory. She ended up holding, and Vishy played a fabulous game to outplay Duda. You know what Duda did to him in the previous game? He just paid him back. He returned the favor with the black pieces. So India won match 2, 4.5, 1.5. But the board points are not counted. So we are going into an Armageddon, and we are waiting for Fide to choose which category will be playing the Armageddon. So as Indians, we would wish, I think the most favorable one would be the junior boys.
Yeah.
That is because we have Nihal. And I think Nihal would be all geared up to go.
I think we are preferring a junior or a women board. Like in the men's board is where we'll have the biggest issue, because Duda is pretty strong.
I think in order of preference, it would be junior boys, women, junior girls maybe, and then the men, right?
Exactly. Definitely the men comes last, because that's where we have the biggest issue with Duda in there. Women category is playing. We have official Humpy is playing. Humpy is playing apparently. Humpy playing. Like, are we sure Humpy? Let's verify on chess.com.
Okay, when I say Humpy,
yeah, so basically, when chess results it will show. So you probably can just reopen and just check it out. We will get to know who India is sending as the women player.
Exactly, that is not it up, but the women the women will be playing. We have a confirmation here. So Humpy is playing. I think Humpy is in here. So I think Humpy will be playing for the women.
I think we have the same players. We have Humpy going to be playing against her opponent again.
I think against Monica definitely. So
yeah, Monica Socko, right?
Monica Socko.
Yeah, Monica Socko. I mean, Monica played the Armageddon yesterday too. Yeah, it's really.
Okay, so is Humpy playing? I think yes, maybe Humpy is going to be playing.
Yeah,
by the way,
we don't have the pairing yet.
Anurag, Bhakti also would be in a decent option, right? In the Blitz, I think she's a very good Blitz player herself.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she also is there in the women's section, right? But I think everybody is typing Humpy for the Humpy, so we have confirmation that Humpy will be playing the Armageddon.
Yeah.
But interesting. Now I wonder what the colors are like.
This is her second consecutive Armageddon match.
Who, Humpy?
No, Monica. Yeah. Yesterday, the way she won the game, she was losing in the whole game. Opponent had so many chances, but she got one last mating and opponent missed it, and she just, I mean, till the second last move, her opponent was able to hold or win or draw the game.
Yeah.
But then she just missed it, and she got the checkmate. So
one important thing, guys, is that in an Armageddon, a black draw is sufficient. So India is playing black, so India has 2 results that it can go for. They can either go for a win, or they can go for a draw. A draw is satisfactory here. Humpy will be playing with black according to Clinton. Once again, thank you for joining us.
Yesterday, Monica played the white pieces.
Humpy says, Abhinay says Humpy is going to make the Polish people grumpy.
So apparently,
Humpy with the black pieces would I think Humpy with the black pieces would be more comfortable. We certainly believe that she can always draw a game against any opposition. I think she's easily that good enough.
And I think today she had a great game with black. Just 3 points up.
Yeah.
Okay, we have
Yeah.
Humpy's board here, but we don't have the game started yet. I'm just keeping track of it so I don't miss out.
No, Anurag, I think it will be difficult to follow it this way because how would they show it, right? In which category would they show an Armageddon? So if
Exactly.
possible,
So
can you just follow Humpy on chess.com?
Just go to a profile, you'll get to know.
I wonder what the exact code is. Like,
We have
I'm already
a
following
Polish
Humpy
fan in the
apparently.
chat as well. We have got Frida in the chat. I think she is Polish. So okay, I'm sorry here, but we are definitely rooting for India.
We are definitely rooting for India, but great to have you in the chat. Let's hope for an exciting game here. Once again, I think we have I have the game. I have the thing ready, the command ready. I wonder whether it is working or what. But I have it ready. Like, I think it will still take some time. It will not start before 4:30, I believe. But
Mods
let's wait and see.
in the chat, Abhinay, if it's possible, please make sure that if you can get your hands on the link, kindly post it here as well. Oh, we have another Polish fan, Polska. Okay, so we have Woodsdo as well. The only time I'm a Polish fan is when I'm watching Lewandowski because he's one of my favorite strikers. When I'm watching football, but apart from that, not really going to support Poland here. But glad to have Polish fans on the stream as well. It kind of just evens out everything.
Which striker did you say, Neeraj? Like,
I said Lewandowski.
Oh, you just said Lewandowski. Okay, yeah.
Holy smoker. Okay, thank you so much. Welcome to our stream, as well as everyone else who are new over here. I'm glad you guys like the stream. And if you're really liking the stream, then do hit the like button. That's going to help us in the long run. So,
by the way, guys, we have the game starting in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, in 5 minutes is it? So 4:30 is the actual time, right? Okay, that's great. So we have the timing mentioned here at 11 UTC. That's 4:30 IST, and we'll be starting about 5 minutes. A few days back, Bayern did win. Yeah, she has the back pieces. Yeah, we already have the confirmation in the chat. So a few days back, we did see Bayern win, but we don't want that to happen here. We want somebody from India to win, and hoping for an India win. But great to have Polish people in the chat.
Hi, Parsekar. Hi, welcome. You're late.
Let's hope for no swindle today, and hopefully Humpy can hold. We'll have loved to have Nihal. That would have been a big confidence boost, but I'm sure Humpy can give us the same and help us get to the finish line. Reach the final tomorrow.
So again, I'll just summarize what the Armageddon is. White will get 5 minutes. So Monica plays with 5 minutes and she's playing the white pieces. Humpy gets 4 minutes and she's playing black.
Exactly.
There is no increment. It's a straight finish, guys. No increment whatsoever. So if Humpy draws or wins, the tie goes in India's favor and India qualifies to the finals. If Monica beats Humpy, Monica would have to win. A draw would not be sufficient. A draw would mean India qualifies. And if Monica wins, Poland will go on to face USA or Russia in the online Olympiad finals. So yeah,
exactly. That will be at 9:30 p.m. IST today. So we'll see. But hopefully, let's first hope that India gets through and we get to play the final tomorrow. Let's see what the game is about.
Let's just go game by game. Let's just go with this one game first. Win this game, then we'll think finals. Let's not think about it in advance.
Okay, Holy Smoker. Okay, first of all, Holy Smoker says, this was nice. Okay. Holy Smoker says, which is the official website for the Olympiad chess? It's chess.com. Chess.com are the official partners of the online Olympiad. In fact, the entire tournament has been conducted on chess.com. And I think I would say it's gone pretty smoothly, apart from a few technical issues here. And I think it was pretty well conducted.
I think we had a few hiccups, and today, hopefully, in this Armageddon, we don't have any hiccups here. Hopefully, it goes smooth.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, Chess24 is not the website here, Holy Smoker. It's chess.com. Yes. And we are waiting. 2 more minutes to go. Hopefully, the Armageddon starts right on the dot. and I have set up the link here. I think I have used whatever the command is said here in the chat. So hopefully we get the game going immediately.
So guys, we actually have the players settling down.
Yeah. And guys, whoever are new here, you're liking our stream. Thank you so much. I mean, we're really happy to have you here.
Yeah.
So you can definitely join us on our future streams too.
Our socials are in the description.
Yeah, you can always follow us, subscribe to our channel, put on the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever we go online.
Yeah, and Vishweshwar and Ramesh says who are the two other semi-finalists? It's USA versus Russia, which will be later on today. So yeah,
9:30.
Very tough match up there.
9:30 IST today.
Guys,
so let's hope. Let's first see the Indian game.
Extremely cool.
It's very serious.
Humpy is the typical poker-faced Humpy, icy cool Humpy, right there.
We're hoping that icy cool is like we get an icy cool result here with black pieces. India, let's go India OP, and let's hope that we get through here.
So we are just waiting for the Anurag. You'll have to be alert on chess.com.
I am very alert on chess.com. I'm waiting for it, and I have followed Humpy. I hope that counts and immediately gets me in here. So the game is not yet started. Before 4:30.
Abhinay, if you're in the chat and you get the link, kindly just post it in our chat as well.
And I think
maybe you can just put the board on the screen now. Maybe
I think it's time. It's time, guys.
If you know Humpy is in, Humpy is playing black, we know it. So the board can be in, so we don't miss a single move on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I have Humpy's board here. That's the previous game, guys. And we have the game. So we have the game, guys. So D4, knight f6, c4, e6. One game to follow. Let's stick on it and let's hope for something great here from Humpy. Humpy is happy with the draw. She goes for d into c4. Catlin on the board. Knight d2, sacrificing the d4 pawn. So black can go for that. Wonder why exactly she sacrifices. That's an interesting choice, actually. Knight d2, actually. She captures it furiously because I don't see it.
Humpy just takes it.
Humpy's like, you give me a pawn in the game, I'm going to capture every pawn I get.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think this is a very wise decision there. I think now black will just play bishop e7 and castle. Oh, she plays c3. That's a nice way. So she destroys white structure a little bit, and now bishop e7. Queen here, castle, and white is simply a pawn down now, but leading in development slightly. But guys, that extra pawn could be very useful because Humpy is happy with the draw. So let's see what she does. Rook d1 most likely. She goes knight c4, but that calls for and allows something like b5 also. Let's see what Humpy does. b6 is simple here to get the bishop to a6. Knight d7. Okay, that's interesting.
Bishop, what's the idea?
I think Humpy just wants to avoid any kind of complication.
Okay, she's playing quite fast though. Bishop f4 now is an issue. Knight b6 will be played out most likely.
Yeah, bishop d8 looks too passive.
Yeah, too passive, guys. Like bishop d8 is way too passive. She goes for e5 and sacrifices the pawn this way.
She gives back the pawn.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay, so she probably is looking to go for that position with the bishop pair against the bishop pair. You know, like 2 bishops against 2 bishops. Maybe it's a smart idea to just simplify things a little.
But what is she going to do now? She has to take knight e5, bishop e5, and c6 is not really good here. Bishop d6 sacrificing a pawn, allowing rook into d6. You're playing a pawn down after that. Not a good idea.
No. Definitely
not
c6
bishop is not very preferable. I think she has lost a pawn now. Now bishop c5 will be played out soon. I don't like it actually. I think it would have been better to play knight b6 directly. Bishop goes to c5.
Guys, she has to play really fast now because Monica has not even used a minute on the clock. Humpy has used 1 minute 15 seconds. So the difference in time is about 1 minute 15 seconds now, and
I think bishop e3 is stopping the bishop c5 idea what Anurag was talking
exactly
about.
Like I don't like this. Like that's why I think going bishop c5 first. Queen c8 is what she goes for. Bishop h3 now immediately. Just get the bishop in there, Humpy. Come on, let's go a little faster. Yeah, bishop h3. So white will probably take on h3. Queen h3 and then get f5.
These pieces look a little stuck.
Yeah, I think the pieces are a little stuck passive. And Yeah, I think f5
But I
played out
think,
immediately, but I think it would have been better to take bishop h3 and then play f5 for white, but missed out. Let's go with it. We are happy. f6, very passive here. I don't like Humpy's position with so many things
weakness. I
happening.
mean, Humpy can try to target, but of
rook
course,
d8, rook d8, just exchange pieces. Bishop
c5
c5, okay.
first.
I don't
Come
like
on.
this, Neeraj. Like, I think black is worse here. Queen b3 check and then rook d3.
No,
she plays rook
Anurag,
d2
Anurag,
immediately.
you have got to remember that it's not.
I think she'll go rook d8, rook d2.
You
Queen
need to go
e8.
rook takes d2, d8.
Queen
Yeah,
e8
yeah, yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think Monica went wrong here. She had to play queen b3 somewhere in between. She forgot about
Anurag,
queen b3.
the point is it's never easy, right? When you're not having increment. So I think it's a wise
Now,
decision. You want to
d8, I think. Yeah.
You want to make sure that you are in a position where the blunders are very difficult to come. King f8, I like the move.
I like the king f8. I indeed like it.
Rook e1.
Now
If
rook
we
into
see rook e1,
no, queen
probably
e6
to
will
see
be
bishop
seen.
d6.
Queen e6
Queen
was
e6.
better. Queen d7. Now it's better for now. It's comfortable for Humpy.
Queen d7, come on.
Yeah, queen d7 takes
Queen
care of everything.
d7.
h5
Queen
maybe
d7 and
played.
bishop d6.
I think there was
Queen d7
there
and
is a
bishop
sense to
d6.
play a5 now. Just a5 quickly. Yes, we are down. Like the time is almost just 1 minute away now. We need a draw
1
here.
minute now.
1 minute away. Queen a6
But-
in the game here. What is happening now? g6? No,
King
not
F7?
g6. King f7.
What
Everything
happened?
fine.
Yeah, king f7.
He's playing whatever I'm saying.
Guys, Humpy
Queen
just
a8.
needs a draw.
Bishop
Humpy
d6.
just needs bishop d6.
Try bishop d6.
Go bishop d6. Bishop d6.
Humpy
Well,
needs to
d6
play a little.
is
b5 makes sense here.
Yeah.
She plays h6 though. I think b5 makes
h6.
sense now. Soon. So if the queen comes out to h8,
I
b5. Maybe
I
black
think
even
go
tries for
h8,
more.
h7.
Huh?
Then what? After queen h7.
Wow.
Queen h8, Neeraj, you can even try bishop f8 and shield that king.
Bishop
So she plays
f8.
queen
Yeah,
a6.
yeah, yeah. True.
I think the
True.
king can now escape to g8, h7 also if he wants to.
He makes some waiting moves. Actually, I think Humpy can just sit and wait also.
No,
Humpy goes fearlessly for
yeah,
this. She has a draw here easily.
She's looking for perpetual.
Yeah, she's looking for perpetual and she's looking to
Yeah.
capture the pawn. White has nothing in this game, guys. Excellent play by Humpy here.
Queen
She should
e4
be
check.
able to win this. King f8,
Okay, the
nothing
time
happening
difference
here.
is just, 45
Time is
second
also
difference,
equalized. Yeah, I think this is looking.
Yeah.
Queen g1 is a
5
pretty
seconds
strong
time, right?
threat here. And exchanging the queens is not enough for white. That black is winning actually. I think Humpy is definitely winning. Even
Yeah,
winning,
the
like
queen
I think queen
check is
g1
also
check is a
fun.
simple way to force a draw here. Queen g1, queen d1, and the queen exchange is going to help white. Even queen d5 check is also
Yes.
okay. fe5, bishop
e5
e5, queen
also
d5 check. But
fine.
I think
No,
the safest
queen e5
thing.
maybe,
She goes for the
queen e5
pawn. She goes for
F5 is
more
falling,
here.
right?
Queen d1 check.
Oh, she goes for more.
F5 is
Okay, she
because
goes for
now
more.
e6 there is queen d5.
Queen takes f6.
Queen takes f6. Everything fine here. Time is also equal now.
Pawn up.
Queen f5 back and then queen d5. Come on,
Queen
Humpy,
f5,
let's go.
Yeah.
Queen f7 and queen d5 is what she's going for.
Same
Good
idea.
enough.
Yes.
Humpy should just blitz out moves.
Yeah, queen d5
Okay,
check.
so
She
now
needs to play a
it's
little
a 30
faster.
second difference.
Just go
And
check.
b5, b5,
go,
b5, b5. Oh shit, b5 missed out. But b5,
King
b5,
f7. Okay, I would
b5
have
is
gone
also
king
good.
f7.
b5, b5. Now b5 is needed. Come on, Humpy. Let's go b5. Oh, come on, come
No.
on.
Anurag, I think
Queen
she
d5
doesn't
back.
need to go b5. She just has to play queen d5 and just hold,
No, I think
Queen
b5
d5
was
was
playing for more, right? Neeraj, once the pawns are out there, there is no way that black can do anything in the white can
Why
do
do you
anything.
need to play for more? That's
Yeah,
the
I
question.
will play
Why do
for
you need-
more here. I mean, like
got
you
to
don't,
do
you can
it.
get flagged here, Neeraj.
Oh,
Like you know,
guys,
you can-
guys, Queen e2. She's getting the pawn anyway.
No.
She
I
is
don't think
getting
she
the
will
pawn.
go for this pawn, Neeraj. Like after this, she will go b5 now. She has to go b5. Come on, she's taking too much time there. Like you cannot play
Yeah,
g4
she's
because of
taking
bishop
time,
d6,
so-
but black is winning here, guys.
Bishop
So
d6.
a draw is good enough.
So what about the h4 pawn? What is white going to do about it? Queen
She
d5 is a
loses
nice
that
move,
queen into h5. Nice
capture.
move there.
Come on.
Wins the pawn.
Capture
Comes
this.
back.
Queen e2 check, guys. Queen e2 check. We just
Oh,
have
queen to check and force a perpetual, right? Yeah, I think Humpy will
That's
do
a
that.
perpetual, guys.
Perpetual, guys.
Queen
Queen
e2
to
check is a
check is a
perpetual.
perpetual. I think she will
Yes.
force it. Yes.
And
Bishop f2, you go queen
Yeah,
f2,
just exchange.
Go
Yeah.
exchange the pawn and game is winning for black.
Exactly.
So we should be winning this.
India OP in the chat, guys.
Queen h5
Humpy
check is also okay.
is
Queen into
this-
e1 is
Oh,
played out by
exactly.
black. So queen f5 and queen e7. Simple.
Let white fight for the. Let
Queen
white
d1
fight for
check.
the
Queen
draw now.
d5. Okay, g5 check is
Okay,
winning.
she can-
G5 check is winning. She's
You
going to
just
go for a
repeat.
draw.
No,
No, h5. She's going to repeat. Bishop e7 is winning.
Okay.
Okay, now
If
she
she does-
captures
Oh.
for sure. And come on,
Yes.
she will
Okay,
go for the
guys, Humpy.
b to
Humpy
a4
is
and the pawn
in a-
is going to promote. So I think
so
Monica is
we
going to resign
have-
here. So we have
What a game by
India.
Humpy.
Okay, she's
What a
pressing.
game by
She's
Humpy.
pressing, but the pawn queens, guys, and a draw is.
Bishop
Oh,
Just not.
Anurag is upset over that.
Oh no, she doesn't go for the
I
queen.
am not upset.
Oh my god, what's
Guys,
happening here? She can
you all
very well
have to bear with
stalemate.
us for another day for sure now.
She
You all
will.
have to
She.
bear with us for another day. India are
Yeah.
officially in the final.
Oh, she's
India are
going to use the
officially in the
queen,
final.
and now she's going to force a mate with Queen
Oh.
C1. Finally, we have a win here. So India officially in the final. India does it. Humpy does it for us. Humpy OP,
Okay,
guys.
guys,
Humpy
we
OP.
are into the finals.
But we had a funny
We are
sight
in.
right here, actually.
A
Right
beautiful
here.
game by
Sorry,
Humpy,
not
yeah.
here.
Seriously, with the, she played it so calmly. She didn't hurry up for anything.
Look at these
I
guys.
mean,
Like A1 Queen
beautiful.
denied by Humpy. A1 Queen not done. She goes for G6 rather and tries to queen the other pawn.
No, I think
funny things happening here. She was having some fun, I do agree, but after that she just completely destroys Monica here, and
Wow.
we have India in the finals tomorrow. And today evening will be a crucial day for us to decide who will be playing tomorrow,
and
because
Humpy had you rarely don't see you rarely see Humpy smile, and when she was getting off the computer, you could actually see her smile. Wow,
Smile.
definitely
smile.
yes. I'm not
she
able to watch that, but brilliant game here by Humpy. And guys, again, since India will be in the final tomorrow, the game between USA and Russia will be very interesting again. So we will
Wow.
also try to cover that at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys,
IST
do
today.
let us know if you want to see us cover it.
Yeah.
We'll
Probably we
definitely
should,
be
right?
covering it at 9:30.
We'll be
It
actually
was
covering USA versus Russia. We will be
And
doing it. It will be in a few hours.
yeah,
We will do it.
and a very nice gesture there by Monica, congratulating Humpy when she returned. I think the Polish team deserves a huge round of applause, Anurag. The way they have fought, I think they have shown why this, pushing India to the limit here.
Yeah.
yes,
Pushing
definitely.
such a strong team like India to the limit deserves massive appreciation. So, to all the Polish fans in the chat, I know you could be disappointed, but I think your team did a fabulous job.
A fabulous
It's
job,
an
yes.
Armstrong after all. Somebody wins, somebody loses. But yeah,
But Humpy held a cool, icy cool. She kept a cool and definitely helped us cross that finish line and get to the final. We did it. Yes, we did it. Poland played really well, and they had one player who was actually, I would consider, the strongest in this entire lineup. That is Duda. Duda is definitely the strongest player in the entire lineup, including Vishy at the moment, the form that he's in. But Vishy somehow even pulled that off. Like he beat Duda today in the second game. So Vishy also showed that he still has it. He still has got it, and
somehow,
shut down
Anurag,
Duda today.
it always felt it always felt under control. The minute it was Humpy, I think our nerves were a little cool. If it was Duda, I'm sure we would have had butterflies in our stomach. I'm sure if it was the girls' junior board as well, we would have been really tense. I think we got a little lucky there as well.
Definitely.
Game, I'm not saying we wouldn't be cool. We are cool about it, but Humpy, it's just you're just too cool about it.
It just shows, the greatness of Humpy, what she has done for women's chess in India, right? The dependence that the entire nation has on her. I think we weren't in doubt about her ever, throughout the game as well. We just were trying to make sure she doesn't blunder, which she obviously didn't. She just showed us how to play a completely risk-free game, even on the clock. As a matter of fact, when you saw, she could have made a queen, but she probably pre-moved G6 with 45 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
So wow.
Kept her cool, guys, and amazing here. We hope the same thing continues tomorrow also in the final. We are about to find out at 9:30 p.m. IST today, Indian Standard Time, what will happen there and who will get through. Any prediction, guys?
Yeah.
USA, Russia. Who do you think is going to meet India in the
Abhinay
final?
in the chat asks me, now tell me what link I need to send. Abhinay, you probably need to you probably need to be sending links to tomorrow's games now, because we shall be covering tomorrow as well.
Yeah, by the way,
Today night
Abhinay,
also, guys. Make sure
we
you
will
join
be
us
covering
at today.
US against Russia, guys. It will be in a couple of hours. Whenever it is, we will be covering. You'll put out the links. So, Abhinay, you should be there. You could help us with the links at that time too. No
Exactly.
problem.
We will be covering that also, guys. We'll be having the link out shortly.
We have Clinton in
Make
the
sure.
chat, who's watching from the UK as well. Clinton,
Amazing,
great game. Yes, it was.
Great to have you guys here in the chat. Wonderful chat today. Once again, if you haven't already, then hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. and whatever support that you give us definitely will go towards bettering it and will ensure a better stream as we go along.
Wow,
But
Clinton, a huge thanks again for the super chat. Clinton has
once
just,
again, Clinton, really glad.
yeah,
Thanks a lot. Thanks a ton for the super chat today again. Glad to have such amazing support in the chat. Lovely to have you, Clinton. And Clinton making his time all the way from the UK. And I think Clinton is also doing an amazing job. I think he's working towards the vaccine, right? You're in the vaccine research.
yeah.
So thanks a lot for that. And great work here.
Yeah, by the way, Arnav in the chat asks what time tomorrow. Arnav, I think that would completely depend upon who qualifies. If it's Russia or America, it would depend on that.
Depending on whoever qualifies, accordingly the time is decided. But don't forget, we will be even covering, we'll have a live stream on US against Russia. We will be.
Yes, immediately after the US versus Russia game gets over, we will know what time approximately it will be held. Because if it's the US in the finals, then we might have a different time. If it's Russia, then the time zone is different, so we'll have a different time decided. So it'll depend on that, guys. But most likely it'll be somewhere in the afternoon to the evening. We'll see on that. If it's the US, most likely it'll be late in the evening. If it's Russia, then it'll be earlier, slightly in the day. So we'll see that. We'll find out today at 9:30. Who is going to go through? But any prediction, guys? Nobody has given me a prediction yet. Russia or
asked,
US?
Who's more tougher according to you guys, Russia or US? I would go with Russia.
Yeah, Russia is definitely a little bit stronger, I think.
Only because we have to mention Hikaru is not playing in the US team. I think they do not have Fabiano as well.
Exactly.
They have Wesley So.
They have Wesley So.
Exceptional.
My favorite.
But like Russia also has a pretty strong team. But let's see what we have. We'll find out in a few hours, guys. Like not too much time left actually. Just 4.5 hours for the next game to start. Luckily we have about 4 hours, but we're going to see something exciting there too.
We will be live streaming Russia against US, right?
Yeah, we'll be live streaming Russia against US, and guys, we'll be having the link out shortly.
US guys, so be there. We will put out the link soon. We will make whatever is required, we'll do it out soon and try to put out the link so you guys will be notified what time we'll be going online.
Yeah, exactly. One important thing, guys.
Anurag, could you just tell the viewers the timing? We will definitely put up the stream, but maybe we'll just let them know what time the match is.
Arvindh Mamal is my dad. Arnav, he's my dad, of course. Not my brother. I don't have a brother. Not an actual brother. I have a cousin, but he's my dad. And one more important thing is, guys,
Humpy is as cool as Dhoni. That is true.
Yes, definitely. She's very cool. And yeah, I would say she's as cool as Dhoni. I've seen her play. She just sits nicely on the board, like cool and calm with her hands folded. I used to see her when I was young. And I've seen her in tournaments.
Great poker.
Completely calm and cool, not excited, nothing, and wonderful. Like she just sits and plays a very cool game, and she showed us today what she's capable of. By the way, guys, if you haven't followed us on our socials, do follow us there because we put out the links on our socials and Discord. So you would get updated on it immediately. We'll be having the link to the stream that we're doing tonight at 9:30 on the Russia versus USA. So to find out who will be meeting us tomorrow. Yeah.
Along with the socials that Anurag is mentioning, also do subscribe to the channel and put the bell icon. Click on the bell icon so that you'll be immediately notified when we will be putting out our next video when we are going live. You would not miss our next live video.
Simplest.
By the way, Anurag, could you just tell what time is the tournament? I mean, what time is the Russia versus USA?
I told 9:30 is Russia versus USA. It starts at 9:30. Okay, we'll try to start about 10-15 minutes earlier before that. And
we'll come in earlier. We'll put out the link, guys, so don't need to worry about it. We'll put out the link.
We will have
do join us.
Do join us. And yes, amazing. Thank you guys for being here. We have a lot of people watching, Neeraj. What should we do? I don't feel like quitting immediately.
Okay, so we'll just let all of them know first that we will be covering USA versus Russia.
For us, we will be online again.
We'll be online again and we'll be looking at some of the games of India also during that time. So we might start like 10-15 20 minutes earlier so that we can cover up some of the games of India. We'll analyze them and get back to you. We'll show you the highlights there immediately. But glad to have you on the chat, guys. And if you haven't, then do subscribe and like the stream. The support is very important. And again, there's a rumor that liking does bring in more people. So
do help us reach 100 likes too. If you have not given the video like, do give it a like. That would be really helpful.
That'd be really good. And 50 plus in 3 minutes, Abhinay, is not my best yet. I will do it on a stream somewhere. But 50 in 3 minutes is very, not very easy actually.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's not crazy, I would say, but it's definitely difficult to do 50 in 3 minutes. My best is 47. We'll try to break it someday.
Yeah. So Anurag, maybe we'll call it a day here because we anyway be coming later as well, right? So
yes.
I think let's just keep some energy to make sure that we can provide a wonderful stream at 9:30 p.m. as well.
Exactly, guys. Like, do join us at 9:30 once again. It's not too long that we have only about 4 hours, and the link will be up shortly.
9:15. We'll be online a bit earlier.
So we'll be online. If you're able to, we'll be online by 9 o'clock itself. But we'll be covering the USA versus Russia because we are keen to find out who plays us in the final tomorrow. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Like predictions, most likely Russia. But we'll find out. Maybe US as a surprise for us.
Anurag, the Russian, the women Russian team is just excellent. I mean, the women in the Russian team, right? They have world number. I think all their players are in the world top 10 women. So
let's stick around and just wait for it to get 100, guys. Like, guys in the stream, you're amazing. Thank you for joining us today. And if you're new, hit the like button and subscribe. Lovely to have you people here once again. We had a lovely stream yesterday and we had an amazing stream today. Yes, thank you, Shrey.
By the way, Shrey, thank you for sharing the link as well. So all of y'all shall join us at 9:30, and we hope to provide you with a lot of meaningful insights to all the games, in the US.
So Russia versus USA is our next spot. We will be live 9:15 p.m. Let's say by 9 we'll
by 9:15 we'll be live, guys. We will be live by 9:15. We'll try to come in early also if possible, so that we can do a roundup of some of the games and do some of the important highlights. But we'll be live by 9:15 for sure, guys. So do join us there at 9:15 and help us get to 100 on this stream. Let's get it to 100. We're only 10 away. Let's get it to 100. It'll be lovely and really sweet of you people.
Anurag, they're still asking us questions to when is the final. Well, again, let me mention the timing has not been decided because Russia and US are still to have a fight, and once the winner of that match is decided, then according to whoever wins that game or wins the match, whoever goes into the finals, accordingly, the timings will be decided by Fide. So all we have to do is wait. All you have to do is come here again for Russia against US, be here on a live stream, see who wins, and you'll get the timing for the finals.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be covering that, and then we'll get an idea of when exactly the finals will be announced. After the game.
That's right, Shrey.
Yeah, after the game, chess.com will decide what time is suitable for both the players and accordingly decide the timing. But first, we have to know who exactly is reaching there, Russia or US. Catch us live at 9:30 once again, guys, and we'll be covering those games also for you. Till then, have a nice day.
And India OP in the chat.
India OP in the chat, and see you on the dinner stream later.